Alright. What's up, summoners? King Blair here. Let me make my face a little smaller. So, alright. What's up, summoners? King Blair here. So, as you see by the title, today we are going to be trying something a little bit more on the different side. So, typically, we're always doing RTA. We're always doing some PvE content and having discussion on the side. This time, I want the discussion to be the focal point. So, I will be talking to you guys a lot more this time and having a discussion about different things in the game. As you guys can see, I do have a new mic, so hopefully this is working, or I'm gonna be really sad if the mic is not working. But it is a new mic, so hopefully the sound quality is a little bit better for this one, since it is gonna be a little bit more conversational. I will have some gameplay on the background, so you guys don't get bored of just me talking the whole time. But yeah. So hopefully it will be some good stuff, and hopefully we'll have some good conversations. As far as to the topics that I want to talk about, this is kind of like what I had in mind, but we'll see down the line once we start talking about different stuff what we're gonna do. So there's gonna be a couple big discussions about the game. So first is gonna be reward systems. So if you guys don't know, Guild Wars and RTA, it's starting to get, for me, even for me, right, in RTA, it's starting to get a little stale, because it just feels like there's not as much rewards in Guild Wars or in RTA to incentivize players once they reach a certain level, right? There's not that competitive aspect of it besides like the tournaments that other YouTubers host. I also do want to talk a little bit about some PvE, new content, different things, Holo Trials. They are updating things like the tower, so hopefully that will be pretty spicy. So that one, I want to see what's going on, and again, talk about more new content, because every year they always try to add something new. Last year we got expeditions, we got the Holo Trials change. This time we're getting the tower change. So a lot of different changes. Hopefully what new content they're gonna do. Hopefully something had to do with guilds, because I think that's one of the strongest points. And I do think they're gonna need another PvP system soon, because that's kind of the focal point of Epic 7, unless they get something really strong in the PvE side. Then we're going to be talking about the RTA meta, and then of course unit releases and all of that good stuff. Alright, I'm just going to slowly go through it and kind of talk about it. Let me know if the chat is working. Sometimes I feel like the chat's not working, or you guys are just a little bit more quiet today. So hopefully as we get more people, we can start talking a little bit more. So hopefully I'll allow that. That's always my worry whenever I do this. I'm like, did I allow for people to chat today? But okay. So let's talk first with the reward system stuff. So RTA, we're always RTA. We always love RTA. So this one is a big one, right? So right now, if I've been dropping a lot, I really need to start climbing in, but I have to do some other things. But if we look at the rewards, right, for the RTA system, which they're not. Maybe I can't show. I should show it right here. Oh yeah, right there. So season reward. So right now the season reward for RTA, if you kind of look, RTA season lasts 2 to 3 months, which is a very long time, right? That does go on for quite some time, and there is no. Oh yeah, I should set up a room up while other people fight. So I'm gonna do that. Someone in the Discord let me know that. So as we talk, I do wanna. I'm gonna make a room and let you guys fight. So that way you guys aren't just listening to me talking and not seeing anything in the background. So let me actually do that. That's really smart. Thanks, Hoop. And hey, what's up, DC? Do I do account with servers, DM Discord? I don't do it as like a paid thing, TC. I just saw the chat. I really appreciate the $10, by the way. But yeah, just send me your units. I mean, you can always reach out to me. You don't have to pay me or anything. Just send me your units and I can talk to you through some stuff. And if not, we can also talk in the Discord. But all right, I'm gonna create a room so you guys have some stuff to watch in the background while we do stuff. So we'll just do that, and then we'll just put a simple password. So let me type it in the chat. So and let me know if it's buffering. Maybe it might just, I don't know if it's something I changed on my side. So but yeah, TC, just DM me the Discord. I always have it linked in the bottom. There's always people looking for people to join the guilds, so we can talk about that later on. But yeah, the room is right there. So the room is King's room. Password's 1111. But okay, I got distracted. So big thing is the RTA reward system. So let me actually pull it up on the side while you guys join the room. And let me see. But yeah, this is a little bit new for me because I haven't done like primarily focusing on discussion points, but I have a lot to talk about. That's why I was like, let me set these points out. Let me write my list of things I want to hit, and then we can discuss it as we go. Okay. I can't find it. That stinks. All right, we'll wait for some of you guys to join. I'll fight too if you guys want to fight. But let me pull up the season rewards. So typically, I can just talk to you guys about it while we wait for some people. So season rewards in RTA right now, they're really lackluster, right? So it's like bronze through gold, you're getting conquest points, which is really, really cool. And that's cool and all. Like you get those conquest points, you get to get that stuff, right? It helps new players. So if you're a new player and you're early on, that actually does help you a lot just to do RTA at the end of the season. But it's 3 months of RTA. Then you get to the higher rewards, which the more you play the game, like after you're like a couple of months in, I'm gonna start this first fight while more people go. Okay, go easy. Okay, I'll go nice and easy for this one. But as the higher you go up, like once you hit that challenger level, right? Once you get to masters, you basically get all the rewards that you would get in legend with the exception of the frame, right? So what's the incentive for a player that probably spent in the game, right? Because to get to masters, you don't have to spend a single cent, right? I don't think you have to spend a single cent to get to masters. I strongly believe that like it just takes like 3 to 6 months to get to masters, probably 6 months to get to masters, right? But then it's like, how come after you get to masters, there's no other reward besides the frame, right? And just like the clout. And even then, you can even start talking about champion, right? If we look at champion tier on its own, when you look at just the champion tier, it's from champion to legend. It usually is over 1,000 points, and that difference is bigger than from bronze to champion. It takes more points to get from bronze to from champion to legend than it does from bronze to like champion, which is ridiculous. There should be no reason for it to be that big of a disconnect, right? It's such a big disconnect, and it just really it's gonna down the line, like even for me now, I'm starting to get a little bit more like jaded with it because like I still love it, right? I still love our playing RTA. I'm playing RTA right now while talking about RTA, but I do get jaded over a while knowing that it's like I'm getting nothing from this, and there's a really good chance I won't get legend. So I'm like spending hours and hours playing RTA, having fun, and I'm a content creator, so I actually have a little bit more motivation than just your regular Joe. But there's no motivation. Like why going RTA when it's like what's the reward, So I really do think that right now it's starting to get stale. And maybe it's just me, if you're a new player, it's your first time in RTA, maybe you're loving it. And it's really fun, right? I still enjoy playing RTA. I still like playing the units. But there's just no rewards, dude. Once every 3 months. All right. So what can you do, right? So this is the one that I wanted to be more of a discussion. So what can we do to improve, right? So there's 2 arguments, right? There's the one argument that people are like, I don't want RTA to be a required thing, right? People are like, I don't want to be required to play RTA, right? I get that. You shouldn't have to be forced to play a certain game mode that you don't like. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that would rather get rewards from it. So you need some rewards that aren't going to super affect the game, but are just like nice quality of life changes, right? So what I was thinking is they should open a shop. I don't know why they haven't done this yet, but I just think it just makes sense, right? Just make an RTA shop where you can get either charms, you can get maybe get some frames, maybe get some like, they could be like RTA specific units like 4 stars. Because think about it, getting a 4 star is kind of rare, right? So maybe having an opportunity to get 4 stars, like in that each season has a 4 star you can work towards, like an ML 4 star that you can essentially buy by playing RTA. You can buy a copy of an ML 4 star. I think that'd be really cool, and it would fix like I don't know. I just think it would add more things to it. Yeah, it's. I don't know, even that, it's just like skin tickets. Yeah, there's just more skins would be amazing, right? If they did more skins, that'd be fine. What if they did like 2 skins where one you could buy from points that you get from playing RTA, the other one you get from like the other points you get from from just playing. And then even if they just did conquest points, because they already have the conquest shop, that's essentially what you would need. It's like, okay, we have a conquest shop, right? Let's get the conquest shop. Get some conquest points, get some charms, get a lot of different things, you know. But I don't know. I feel like it's gonna get to a point where it's they need to do something. But Smilegate, what I've realized about Smilegate is they don't like changing things until people get mad at them, if that makes any sense, right? It's like they're not gonna do anything unless people get upset at something that happened, right? Like you have to get mad for them to want to do something. And I feel like that's not how it should be, but it's kind of how it is. Like, they're not gonna update something unless they get community backlash. Like, look at Haste. How long did it take them to give a buff to Haste? Like, super long, right? And people have been asking it for like forever and like being like, why are you buffing this? Why are you buffing that? So they're not gonna do things unless there's like community outcry, and that shouldn't be the case, right? So it's like right now RTA is fine, right? I'm still enjoying it. People are still enjoying it. You're still seeing interaction, but the numbers are going down. You can tell because it's like even now playing, I'm like, wow, I'm starting to see a lot of the same people, and I see people even in like Challenger being like, dude, I'm finding the same people over and over again. When like before that would never be the case, right? Yeah, so see, like some people don't even want skins. And hey, what's up, Curtis? So here's oh yeah, that one was nice, but Tower was really bad. Like that's one I'm gonna talk about later on in the video, because we're doing a lot of discussions, right? So right now this is the one that's like RTA reward system overall, not just RTA. I'm also gonna talk about Guild Wars in a second too, but it's just RTA rewards are just really lackluster right now. Like it's like I probably put 2 to 3 hours a day. I know, right? That's a long time. That's more than you should do that. But I put 2 to 3 hours a day playing RTA, and I get nothing from it. I'm only gonna get something after 3 months, and I could have gotten that by playing RTA for 3 hours. I could play RTA for 3 hours and get the same rewards I get for playing 300 hours, right? Which is like, that just shows that I really like the game, right? That just shows that I really like the game. I really like stomping on noobs. I really like flexing. I also have a YouTube channel, so like, you know, it helps me. But it's like you're gonna get people that get disillusioned, and we're seeing a lot of people kind of leaving the game, like big names, right? People that have been around for a very long time are recently have been quitting, right? I can't, like, I know Code left. I know a lot of people left for Genshin. That was a big one, right? That a lot of people were like, I want to play some Genshin Impact, right? So I know a lot of people left there, and a lot of big names left there, right? We're getting some new big names. We're always getting new players, but it still hurts a little bit to see that it's like after 2 years, a lot of people have become jaded, right? Like they've reached peak. They've reached the units. They've reached everything, and it's just like they have nothing else. All right, I'm gonna put you guys to the side because it's hard for me to fight and talk at the same time, so I'm just gonna switch people out as we go in case anyone wants to join and have some fun RTA fights. I'll put the room here. So room is King's room, I believe, and password is 1111. Okay. But yeah, so okay, now that we got some nice little background on the side, I can focus on what I'm saying a little bit more. So here's what I think they should do, right? Because clear, like the higher you go, you may not feel this right now. If you're a new player and you're like, dude, I don't even touch RTA because that looks super scary. I don't think I'm ever gonna touch it. Everyone there's for whales. Or if you're a believer that RTA is just for whales, which is actually not, right? It's not just all for whales. To legend, yeah. If you want to be legend, you kind of have to spend. There's no way you're getting to legend without spending. But if you're just trying to have fun with the game, right? For the skin, yeah, but it's like you can get masters really easily. But what I think they need to do is they need to incentivize players, especially mid to late game players, to try RTA out, because there's a lot of fun to be had in RTA. Like, I think it's the peak of Epic 7, right? You work on your PvE at the beginning, that carries you to like the mid game. The mid game, you're trying to out arena. You're trying out different units, building different teams, optimizing different things. And then when you get to late game, usually that's when, you know, it's like RTA, like you want the next challenge, right? You've reached champion or legend in arena. You've done all this stuff. Then like the end game is RTA, right? That's where you're going to be spending almost all your time, and all your resources are going to start going to RTA, right? Once I cleared PvE, I was done. I'm done with PvE. This is the boring part. I just want to get to the PvP. So I think they need to make it so people who are scared to play RTA are more incentivized. And even though you may lose, you'll learn a lot. Especially like if they gave you some rewards, well, even if you lost, if they gave you like a couple conquest points, that'd be cool, right? And they can cap it, right? Because people that have no lives like me, you know, we might be playing RTA for forever. So maybe they should cap it to like the first 10 fights in a day or the first fights in a day. Even like the 10 fights is fine. Like 10 fights every day, you can get conquest points. The rest is just for fun, right? So that way it's like you can't just farm RTA for resources, but you're still getting something from playing daily. They could even do like monthly rewards, like small rewards throughout the month. Like they could do mystic summons or ML summons or like skin tickets or like charms or like different like reward systems at the end of every month leading up to that third month skin, right? So that could also be cool. So either having monthly progressions or having daily rewards or even weekly, or the one that I think would be the best would be having a shop where you play at your own pace. If you want to rush it for the shop, that's fine. But if you want to like take your time with RTA and like get some cool stuff, and like the shop, they could even do like 4-star ML heroes, which I think they don't do so a lot. Also, mad rep for using the new SC Rose, Dark Hue Jewel. That's really cool. All the units you're using are really, really cool. So mad respect to you. That's really cool. I actually really like, they look really cool units. But going back to it, so like just having rewards that are impactful enough to motivate players to play, but not impactful enough that if you didn't like RTA and don't play RTA, you won't get it, right? But let me see what you guys have been saying. Yeah, it's mostly, yeah, the resist is tough, dude. A lot of resist. There's just not a lot of stuff you get from playing RTA right now. Yeah, it's just sad, right? Like even that, yeah, like Lazaro, like you mentioned, when you hit a certain rank, getting something. But yeah, what's up, Colby? Just talking about the game, talking about RTA rewards, right? So RTA right now it's okay, but I think if they do this again next season, oh man, I feel like I'm gonna be not incentivized to play. Wow, that's a Vivian flush, and it crit 3 times on the Sella coming a Rose. That's rough. Earth critting on fire is rough. But they do need to do something. Like I feel like if they don't do anything, I'm gonna be very demoralized to play next season, because it's like this is my season to it's the closest I've ever been to being able to finish Legend, and I probably still won't be able to finish Legend, right? I just don't have the gear quality to do that. So it's one of those things that's like I'm spending all this time and might not even reach Legend, and then someone that plays for 1 hour can reach Champion, and they get the exact same reward I do, and they get nothing more, nothing less than I do. So it's like, if they don't do anything, I'm just going to be really sad in next season RTA. I probably will still play for stream purposes, but I'm probably not going to climb as hard as I am right now, which makes me really, really sad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's still fun. I'm still having fun with it, but I've noticed I've been mauled in a little bit more, Myth. I think it's just because I've been playing too much, and this season's like all control. So it's like fights are won by one thing. Yeah, if your little bit had hit Dark Hue, it would have been really spicy. All right. But now, on to the next topic. You know, we can talk about RTA all day. You know, I love RTA. To this day. Even though it sometimes gives me heartache, we still love it. But all right, next topic is going to be the other reward system. We're still on the reward system. Guild Wars. Y'all, Guild Wars have probably the funnest potential for Epic 7. Guild Wars have the most potential to be able to get the community together, to bring the community together, and to make people want to play the game more. I think Guild Wars is the point to do that. And I think it's the most different PvP and the more exciting PvP that is not the 4-on-4, right? Because it's 3-on-3 format, and 3-on-3 format is really fun, right? Like there's people that just do Guild Wars and don't even touch RTA, and there's a lot of competitive to it. But a lot of the oh, that's a really fast record more. But a lot of the top level guilds, right? If you guys don't know the guild tiers, it's like, you guys know the Mystic rewards. There's an X5, X4, X3, X2, X1, right? So it's like, once you get to X5, a lot of top level players have been telling me that it's like, once you get to that X5, it's just like GG, right? It's just like there's nothing else, right? And even though you can get those frames for your guild, that has nothing to do with you as a player. You could be one of the best Guild Wars players, right? You could be like a #1 guild. You could be part of like Abandon right now, which is the #1 guild. Could be playing some Abandon, and there's nothing to show that you were in a level 1 guild. If you leave that guild, or if that guild disbands, there's nothing you can show for it except like the memories maybe, right? So it's like there's almost no incentive for top 100 guilds, right? Like the guild stuff I think is really great, like to get rep for the guild, but there's nothing for the actual guild members that they get out of being top 100 guilds, right? Which is why a lot of people just kind of like don't really care much about Guild Wars, right? They just like even me, like I like being in like a top 300 guild. I get easy fights and that's it, right? There's no reason for you to push and to get better unless, you know, the community aspect of the guild, which is my favorite part, right? My favorite part of guilds is that community aspect of the guilds, of that like talking with people, talking about defenses and offenses, but it's just like there's almost no incentive for people to get better, right? So what I think the next piece of matter, probably FCC. Curtis, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be FCC. We'll talk about that later on too. I think it's gonna be FCC. Yeah, this season's not too free-to-play friendly, Kazuki. Looking back at it, this season's very gear and unit dependent versus like the tank down. Because the tank down, it was kind of like if you could break the tanks, that's all you needed to do. And tanks aren't getting more damage or speed, right? You didn't need to be super fast. This season, it's like speed is... There's a need for speed, dude. There's a need for speed. All right, we'll go backwards now. We still have like 2 months, and like people are pushing like crazy. All right, but yeah. So for Guild Wars, what can they do for guilds, right? Because guilds, I feel like it's another place for Epic 7 where like you can have some really, really, really good stuff, right? You can have some really, really good stuff in Guild Wars. What I think they should do is, again, frames would be nice. I know top level people like we're happy with frames. You know, give us something. You know, even just a frame would be really cool. I think like motivating top 100 players like at the end of the season. You know how they have those ML summons, right? You know how they have those like 4 or 5-star guaranteed light and dark summons in the summoning system, but you can't actually get the different things, right? You know how you can get those little things. Like you know how you can still get those, like, I don't know how you call them, like the elemental summons. There's light and dark elemental summons. I think at the end of the season for Guild Wars, if you're at a top 100 guild, if they rewarded you with like 1 or 2 of those summons, that would really motivate people to play. Because it's like, it's not really guarantee you an ML4, I'm an ML5 star, but it's getting you really good odds, right? And like Guild Wars is where you get those like mystics, right? So having access to those like guaranteed light or dark 3 to 5 star summons at the end of the season for being top 100, that would really motivate people to want to be like, hey, I want to be in that top 100 guild. I want to do that. Or even just add an extra layer, right? You know how we have X1, X2, X3, X4, X5? Once you get to like top 100, make it like X6 or something like that, right? Like make it one step above. It could even be 5.5, right? Because you're fighting a lot harder. So it's like, ideally, you'd want to win all your fights to get more mystics. So you want to be like just barely X5 to optimize your mystics. But if you make it a little bit more to try to get higher, it rewards you having more difficult fights. I think that would be really, really cool. So let me see what you guys are saying about that. You think those should be for RTA? I mean, that could be cool for RTA too. More Guild Wars, guild interaction is going down because there's no point in... Yeah. A lot of guild interaction is going down. Unless you're a top 20 guild. Dude, top 20 guilds have so much communication. And I'm having fun with our guild too. It's really fun to like have a guild that actually tries to be the best it can be. It's really fun. Like, if you don't like Guild Wars, I highly recommend you join a very active guild that's actually trying to push. It's really fun to like talk about stuff, like have events. And like for the guild that I made, we're having a tournament right now, right? So like guilds are really fun and it brings the community together. So I really do think they need to like go back and help with some of the rewards for that. And yeah, some of the people at the top already have it. But it's like I can be in a top 100 guild, and I know free-to-play players that are in top 100 guilds like pretty easily. So let me see. PvE also bores me. Yeah, we'll talk about PvE in a second. PvE is interesting. I kind of like the suggestion from a certain podcast some time ago, like we can customize our lobby, like having trophies there. Yeah. Yeah, something like that would be cool. If you DP RTA at night and you play with Asia server, they all going to play night. Yeah, don't remind me, dude. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, active guilds are really fun. So like if you're like King, nah bro, you're capping, right? Like Guild Wars don't have fun. Also this SSB is just tearing through this team. That's some good L-Craw SSB action right there. But you can be top 100 guild as well and not have almost any ML5 stars. Like you don't need to have ML5 stars to be in a good guild at all. Most of the good Guild Wars units are not even like ML5 stars, not counting defenses, right? I mean, a defense, it's like ML galore, right? It's like, it's to have the best Guild Wars, even you need FCC, you need T-Surin, and you need like RB, right? You need to have those or your defense is not going to be the best Guild Wars defense. But for offense, like Doris is one of the best units. Acades, one of the best units. Crow, one of the best offensive units. Of course, Darkova is being really, really good offensively. But you can definitely make it to a high level guild without being OP, right? Like before I was even like even close to Legend RTA, I was already in a top 50 guild and I was chilling, right? I was having some fun. All right, so let me see. Wait. Because they already fought one time. So we'll do Dark and Casanari afterwards. All right. But yeah, like actually, like see, it's like the #1 guild. It's like why? You know, like oh yeah, I'll let you. Oh yeah, Alpha. I'll let you after this one, Alpha. You and Dark Juice, we'll go Alpha. But yeah, Guild Wars, I really do think that they need to change it. They need to add something. They need to make it so you want to be better at Guild Wars, right? So that's the big one. So that will conclude the rewards part of it of this discussion. If I can get my notepad out. Oh, you ban RT and Mercedes. That's really cool. I know you can actually do that. All right. The next one is going to be update stuff. So Hall Tower, Guild is gonna be in here again, and then PvP Arena needs a massive rework because Arena just feels like a chore at this point. And then also PvE, right? So let's transition over to like content stuff, right? So updates, right? So as I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, we always get a yearly update, a yearly big new update, right? Like the World Boss update. I'm kidding. That was probably one of the worst updates. Like it was super overhyped and it just let the community down, right? But we do get new things, right? Like we got Expedition not too long ago. Like last year we got Expedition. We got RTA, which was a really big update. We got the new quests for PvE. We got the Hall Trials rework, and we're getting the Tower of Ascension rework, which is going to make it a little bit more active on a PvE side. And we've been getting Abyss updates, right? So they always introduce a new game mode. But let me see what other people are saying. No, like people don't try hard in guilds. That's the thing. John, no one tries in guilds right now, except like the top 20 guilds are actually super try hard. Oh, we'll talk about Spez and other units later on today. So let me just keep reading some stuff. But yeah, there's almost no version to get to top 100. All right, but new updates, right? So what can they do? What can we get to make? Wow, these teams look really strong. The right team looks super strong. But what can we have for new updates, right? So the biggest places that I think we need to add updates are, we need a new PvE game mode, right? We're gonna need one, right? We have expeditions, we have all this other stuff. We had hunts 13. I don't want hunt 14. I think that would be terrible if they made a hunt 14 if they didn't do it properly. But we need some type of new hunt, or not hunt, or some type of new PvE content, right? That comes with all of them, right? You always want to have a little bit more content. More stamina would be nice, or have content that's like every other day, kind of like World Boss. All right, so this is the one. First, let's go over the one that I really want to get, and then we'll go to the ones that are more probable. and more likely to happen. The one I really want is going to be world boss, right? So if you look at the current world boss in RTA and Guild Wars, the world boss sucks. World boss is terrible. Rewards are nice. I will say that. The rewards in the world boss are nice. But what's the, like, it's you literally click 2 buttons and you're done with world boss, and that's it. That's all you did, right? You press 4 buttons, boom, you're done with world boss, right? And it's just like there's no interaction to that. It just feels bad. What I would like them to do with the world bosses would be something like more along the lines of Expedition. And I'm not to bring this up, but if you guys don't know, I come from Summoner's War, right? And Summoner's War does do some things really, really, really well, right? So you guys know Summoner's War. You may not know Summoner's War. Basically, Epic 7 people, when Epic 7 first came out, people used to call it Summoner's War 2.0 because it shares a lot of the base mechanics that Summoner's War did as well, right? So there's a lot of overlap. They're very similar. They have strayed apart a lot. But what I want them to do is more of like the co-op mode that Summoner's War has. So what do I mean by that? So right now for World Boss, it's just you plug and play. What I want them to do is that you and 2 other people bring teams, and you maybe have to vary the teams. Like some people bring the healers, some people bring the DPSs, some people bring the tanks or something like that. Like something like that where you have to coordinate with other people and fight a boss that like updates monthly, right? Like that gets new mechanics, kind of like the Hall of Trials. Imagine if the Hall of Trials bosses were co-op with different faces and switched out every month and like with different conditions that you had to meet. That would be so freaking cool. And like as far as rewards, I have no idea what the rewards would be, but I think it'd be really fun, right? Can you imagine like having to like getting to co-op with other people, like guildies or like other people in the game, where you can actually manual it, right? Where you have to actually play the game and it's not just like plug and play, where you actually have to like coordinate. All right, you use your S3 right here, you use your S2, or we're getting F up right here, and like all that good stuff. And you could definitely have really cool bosses. They already have good bosses. Like the Hall of Trial bosses are actually well made. Like, and the Abyss bosses as well. Like as much as people hate on the Abyss bosses, they're actually really well made. You're actually forced to bring certain team compositions, right? So I definitely think if we get something like that, dude, oh my goodness, PvE would start becoming something like super fun. Yeah, or even like people bring 1 unit, you know, like different things. There's so many cool things you can do, like something that's co-op, you know, something that will make you be able to play with friends. Because I hate to bring this game into it, but like Genshin Impact, one thing that Genshin did really well is that it may not have PvP, but it has enough PvE that you can do with friends. And the way that a game is successful is when you're able to play it with friends. I think that helps propel a game from just a good game to like a god tier game, right? Because then you can talk with friends about different stuff and have a lot more fun. Or if you're still a loner, still having the option to still play by yourself, right? Or if you're just busy, right? Not necessarily lonely, but if you're busy, like sometimes I get busy, I don't have time to like talk with my friends and do stuff, but I should still be able to just hop on randomly for a co-op and do some easy stuff and get some rewards from it, right? The rewards for it, the reason why I think they're actually going to do this, and I actually think they're going to steal it off of Summoner's War, it's because they are talking about doing a substat change. So I don't know if y'all have seen it. Yeah, it's not the best in that is true. But one thing that they've been talking about is they want to include an item that allows you to change a substat. So that's like really scary. I don't want that to happen. I really don't want that to be a thing. I don't want it to become something that like we can change the substats on our gear. That's part of the hate and fun of the game, is getting trash gear, right? And having that optimization, you guys don't understand how bad that would actually be for the game. Like, yes, in your mind, you're like, heck yeah, I can make really good substat units. But then you realize that whales are just going to do it better. And then you're just going to get super far behind. And then it's going to be like a massive gate between like late game players and early game players. And they've actually almost gotten like, I know people that have been playing for 6 months and are already legend and are light spenders, right? So it's like, you can actually get from beginner to end game PvP right now. But if they add the substat selection, it's going to destroy the balance of everything. It's going to be terrible. But they do want to do something like that. And they're probably, hopefully, they'll do it with a fun PvE mode, right? Something like co-op. Grand Summoners, yeah. Grand Summoners, I haven't seen the PvE there, but that would be cool too. Like, I haven't seen it. You'd have to explain me more, Sin, how it is. But it sounds interesting. I know one of the other ones was like Alchemist Code. I know this is cheesy, but I used to play like Alchemist Code, the mobile game Alchemist Code. It was a pretty fun game, and they had a really good, like, it had a pretty good co-op mode where like you actually needed to coordinate teams together. It was fun. I mean, I did it a couple times. Sometimes it was just stomps, but there were still like certain times, like for the higher levels, it was like really hard, and I was like, you actually needed to like know what the heck you were doing. So that would be really fun. So there's a lot of stuff they could do for co-op, but I want them to add co-op to Epic 7, because right now Epic 7 feels like a very selfish game. It feels like you don't have to cooperate as much, and you actually get punished sometimes as a late game player for sharing too much, right? Like if you're the #1 legend and you have your units public, everyone knows your unit speed, they can counter you, right? So it's like it almost doesn't want you to be like helpful with each other, which is why I think a co-op would be really nice. Yeah, that would be cool too. Just like that could be like maybe you get a gear where you can pick one substat. That'd be kind of like, I would be fine with that. Where you get a gear where you're guaranteed a certain substat and that's it. Or like a gear, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff they could do. Hopefully they don't do the change though. But that's the one I would like, is the co-op mode. Some other things that I want them to add is another PvP mode. And I know what you guys are gonna say. Don't we already have enough PvP? We got Guild Wars, we got Arena, and we got RTA. So this is kind of like not adding, but also fixing to an extent. But something that would be really cool would be to have somewhere where you're rewarded for having a large unit pool. And I know that sounds really bad for early game players, and people are probably gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" But there's a lot of players that build units for fun. So I think like having some form of PvP where you kind of take like 2 to 3 different teams and fight with those 2 to 3 different teams would be really cool. Like maybe you could do one team where it's like blind, and then one team where like the opponent sees, and it's kind of like Arena, but a little bit different. I don't know. That could be really far-fetched. You guys are probably like, what the heck are you talking about? But I'm saying like having like 4 PvP teams or something like that, or having like challenges that you have to, like, maybe not necessarily PvP where you're fighting the other player, but where you're fighting a boss and trying to get more points than the other player or something like that, and you have to bring 2 to 3 different teams or something like that. That's just like very far down the line, but I think it'd be really cool. I don't know. That one is a little weird, but I could see it being interesting, right? Like something where you have to bring different teams and stuff like that, and like build something. Yeah, kind of like chain battles. Yeah, something like that. Something like where you had to fight different things. Yeah, or something like that, right? And okay, I am gonna bring Summoner's War again, because Summoner's War did a lot of things right, and they also did a lot of things wrong. And one of them was mismanaging the game, which is why sometimes Smilegate worries me, because they do some decisions that I'm like, I don't know if that was the best thing for the game. Kind of like Summoner's War, but Summoner's War had really good bases. What Summoner's War used to have as well was on the off RTA seasons, like, you know, preseason, they used to have like fun interactive things where you can still get rewards, so you still want to play, but it would have restrictions, right? So it would be like, there's not really like climbing, there's like very little climbing, but like you're forced to a certain meta, so it's like the new meta is you can't use this, right? I think that'd be kind of cool. Hall Trials, like chain battles, yeah, something like that. So something fun, something interactive. The other one, so now as far, yeah, so something like I don't know, dude, there's a lot of things they can do. The other thing as far as like changes, right? So we've been talking a lot about new stuff, right? But let's talk about things that are already in the game that are just really bad, right? So now let's transition a little bit. We're still talking about improvements to the game, but instead of talking about new things they can add, let's talk about how they can add some of the things that we're seeing, right? So how can they add new things, right? Or not add new things, sorry, I lost train of thought. I was looking at the draft and I love RTA too much, and I always get distracted. But things they can change or fix. The biggest one that I think they need to fix right now, that it's just they haven't been able to fix it, and the meta's been pretty stale for a very long time. Like, it does change, but it varies slightly. It's usually like 1 or 2 units. Regular arena, dude. Regular arena. I think regular arena is arguably one of the most boring game modes Epic 7 has to offer right now. I'd rather farm Wyvern 13 for a whole day than play arena for 30 minutes, bro. Holy moly. Like, arena's actually a chore. Because the thing about it, it's like, you need specific units to climb fast. And if you don't have those specific cleave units to climb fast, you're slowly climbing, right? And you're grinding out fights. A fight lasts to 6 to 8 minutes for you to get 5 conquest points and then be done with it. It's just, arena is actually one of those, and like you feel like you need to use the flex because you're like, I'm missing out on all these charms and all these things and all these rewards, and I want to get those crystals. The rewards in arena are amazing. Arena probably has the best reward system. Out of everything in this game, Arena still by far has the best reward system. It has weekly Molagora, it has the slates, it has everything. Arena's stacked. But the actual game mode, holy cow, dude. Once you get past like the early game, you're so bored of Arena. I don't know how people play it like Arena, unless you cleave, right? When I cleave Arena, it's pretty fun. When I cleave with my brother's account and I do the Judge Kiza cleave, bro, that's super fun, bro. That's like super fun stuff. But if you don't have a cleave, and most people don't have cleaves. Like, you may be missing Oxlots, you may be missing Faithless Lytica, you may be missing all these different core units, and you can't cleave properly. You're gonna be taking very long to fight. You're gonna win, but you're gonna be taking very long to fight. And it's just such a snooze fest, dude. Honestly, dude, I would love that, but I know people like their arena. Some people still really like arena, and you shouldn't just delete it. And people like it early on as well. Yeah, exactly. See? Like, once you get to champion, you chill there. Or challenger. That's why there's like, I'm telling you right now, 4,000 challenger. If you're a new player and you're wondering what we're talking about, 4,000 arena, like 4,000 points in challenger 5, that's like the hardest place to climb out of. Because that's where all like the legend players kind of chill that don't want to have to try hard. Right? So challenger 5 actually probably is scarier than legend at times. There's legend level people that are chilling in challenger 5. So if you get destroyed by a defense, it's probably not you. It's probably like a legend level player that's just chilling. But they need to rework it, dude. Like, I think arena is just a snooze fest. Hey, thanks, DC. I appreciate it. That's actually a really cool thing. I like the little thing. But they really need to change it, bro. Yeah, it's just, they need to change it, dude. It just feels like regular arena right now. And the thing about it is, I don't know what they can do, right? They can nerf FCC, but if they nerf FCC, you guys know in like 2 weeks, people are going to find a way to make a toxic defense that's also going to stall you for life. Like, maybe it's going to start being like quadruple Soul Weaver with like a bunch of other stuff. Also, if y'all are wondering about the room in the background, this is the entry. This is if you want to come in and fight some people in here. I'm gonna hop in a little bit once we get past some of the discussion stuff. But yeah, I just feel like, wait, let me switch this up a little bit because I think they fault several times. There we go. But yeah, I just don't know what they can do to make it better. Because if they nerf the tanky units, then it's like, it's an unfair advantage to the offense and it's just like getting free stuff. If they buff, I don't know what you can do. Like, how do you make arena balance? Like, I've thought about this for a very long time. So I want to see if you guys have any. Oh, Dark Jew? Yeah, I'll let you again, Dark Ruler. I'll let you afterwards. Thank you for letting me know. I'm just rambling and I'm just clicking things, dude. But I'll let you after this one. But I don't know how, like, I want to hear what you guys have. Like, what can you guys think that would make arena better? Because we can think before FCC, it used to be Crimson Ornament. There's always going to be a toxic defensive unit that just makes you want to rip your hair out. I really don't know, dude. Yeah, it's like you can't buff cleave. You can't nerf FCC. If you nerf FCC, it's like, it's probably gonna start being cleave defenses, right? Like F10A, and then the game's gonna become a speed game, like complete speed game, right? Like, as much as I hate Fallen Cecilia, there's a reason why she's in the game and why she's needed. I really don't know what they can do, dude. It's just like defense replay. Yeah, that'd be cool too. Seeing your defense in action, that could help. But like maybe ramping up faster, but then that's forcing you to build a creep team. Like that actually might just be forcing you to do it. The chore aspect, CNLA. What they can do is maybe reduce the flags. Or make it a max entry per day or something. I don't know. I feel like people wouldn't like that either. Should I close my closet? Yeah, I probably should close my closet. You're right. Thanks for letting me know, Zion. It's honestly T-Cern. That's the annoying one. That'd be cool too. I think what would be interesting is if they change the metas in the arena. I think that would actually be really, really good. Let me close this real quick. And we can keep talking. All right. I was trying to see where my Archie was.
I'll deal with this.
I'm back. All right. So what I think they should do, to be completely honest with y'all, the star mechanic's really cool. I actually really like that. I think maybe, yeah, global bans would be really cool. But then if they do global bans, they have to do both offense and defense. And then people are going to get upset if they do global bans. Because if you do a global ban, that just means you can't use that unit. Which is like, Epic 7's not a gear change friendly game, right? It's a very resource intensive game. I think that's one of the reasons they didn't want to make these limitations. Is because like they want you to be invested in your heroes. They want you to spend the time on your heroes. Clearly, because catalysts are I hate catalyst. I hate catalyst system. It's the most stupid thing in the world. I hate the catalyst system, but it makes sense. But they want you to invest in heroes, right? The Molagora, they have all this stuff to make you feel like you're progressing on your hero, and like the friendship, and like you feel attached to your hero. Also, that Landy just slapped. But they're trying to get you to be like more closer to like your units. So making it so there's a global ban would make it so you can't play the hero that you spent all these resources on, and it's just terrible. They would have to change the whole system. They would have to change everything. Like make it easier to build new units, make it easier to do all these different things, because global bans would just be too much. So let me see other things. Skystones is king. Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, can y'all tell the difference in the mic? I'm not using the new mic, so it's like, I don't know if it's like really, really good.
I'll take your life.
Globally ban someone hero, rotate every month. Hoove, I don't know if it's like spoil. It's just, dude, arena's so boring. You can't tell me that arena's not boring, Hoove. Maybe you still like it and you like play arena, and I know there's people that still like it. Like when you're climbing to champion, it's really fun. But once you reach that end goal of like, hey, I reached champion, it's like, okay, you're done with arena. You got as high as you possibly could. It's done. It's almost like Abyss. You cleared it. It's done. There's almost no replayability. Probably will come up with the justice type. Yeah, like people will always find the meta. That's the thing. I actually hate Catalyst. Any form of limitations are really hard. It's just hard, dude. 5 most played, but it's just like you can't, like if you ban units, you're essentially punishing players for building good units, and I don't want them to do that. I don't want it to be somewhere where you're punishing players for building units, right? That's why I don't like the limiting. It's just tough. It's just hard. One more stage to reach in legend the first time, yeah. Oh my god, you're not wrong. I mean, yeah, he really likes his arena. We're not gonna get into second today. We're talking about the state of the game. We're not talking about other YouTubers and stuff. You guys already all know how I feel about Psycho though. But I don't know. Rather than global, give weekly hero random spot of light. Yeah, that'd be cool too. Like having like combination buffs. Like if you have certain units together, you get a buff or something. That'd be cool. Or like if they buff light heroes. And hey, what's up, Cam? Epic 7 almost dead in C. It's struggling a little bit. It's and we're gonna talk about that later on, like as a conclusion. I still think it's doing is great. It's actually doing better than it's ever done. Like we're getting more new players. Like we're getting a lot of new players. I'm not saying a lot more than before because I don't know the numbers, but we are getting a lot of new players. And the only reason I know this is because my channel keeps growing, and I imagine it's like my content's very mid to late game friendly. So I imagine like a lot of people are still joining the game, right? And there's always that balance of making it easy for new players. I think they've done such good, like that Adventures Path is probably like one of the greatest things they've done for early game players. There's a lot of really good rewards for early games to try to get to late game. They've definitely done a lot to shorten the progression time. Someone can start the game and be legend in arena in less than 6 months, which is amazing. You can get to champion in regular arena in less than 3 months, depending on the units that you have started the game with, and like your creativity and how much you have time to farm, right? So, all right, let's look at the next points. So we cover the PvE, the hall, the tower, the guild stuff, PvP. So a lot of things need to be updated, right? We're gonna get, so the next ones we're gonna get into. So let me drop a marker for myself there. The next one that we're gonna be talking about is gonna be RTA meta and unit releases. So like specimen sets, the buffs, my thoughts on them, the RT with Mercedes. I have talked about them before, but we'll do a more formal discussion again as well, right? All right. Music, do y'all want music as well? I could put battle sounds. I'm just making it since it's more about the talking. I didn't want to. It's a new mic. I haven't set up the sounds to get the music properly. Let's put it that way, because I don't know if it's gonna interfere because my laptop's right here and I'm using the laptop speakers. I'm not using like headphones or anything because there's no more ports. I'm using all the ports. But okay, before we get to the RTA discussion, the meta and all that stuff, update wise for Epic 7. Is the game dying or dead? Everyone's always going to say that because that's just how it is. People have been saying League of Legends is dead since I quit 8 years ago. People have been saying League is a dead game. People have been saying Summoners War is a dead game since I quit 5 years ago. Right? Like there's always people that are going to say the game's dying and all this stuff. And like numbers are going to like start peaking. And we're starting to reach peak, right? For a content creator, like I always watch that because like of course, you want to get as much of the audience as you can. And like when you look at the biggest YouTubers right now for Epic 7, not counting YDCB because he's not strictly Epic 7, but like Shotgun Shogun that does exclusive Epic 7 content, he capped at 37K. He has not gone past 37K subscribers. That's like the peak in terms of like subscriber count from Epic 7, right? So that's like the highest you can ever get, which means that, but that's still really good. When you look at other big games like Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, that's like about as big as some of the bigger Yu-Gi tubers, even like Smash Brothers, right? That's still really big, right? So it's still a lot of good stuff. All right, what I'm gonna do since everyone's gone, I'm gonna start this as a gauntlet style. So I'm gonna let the winner stay on for like 2 to 3 times, so we don't have to think about it as much. So I'm gonna rerun this one and keep going. But yeah, like. There's just a lot of stuff. I'm a little bit really cool. But yeah, there's the game is not dead. The game's not dying. The game is seeing a lot of stuff. But as always with any game, gameplay doesn't kill the game. What kills the game is bad business decisions. And Smilegate has definitely done some bad business decisions. Our team and Mercedes, kind of one of them. I think they really missed a good opportunity with our team and Mercedes. They kind of butchered it. But all right, now let's talk about like. Game aside, this is also still game related, but the RTA meta, some of the things I like about it, some of the things I don't like about it, and why I think it's kind of bad. I've never thought I'd say that. As much as I enjoy the RTA meta, I don't think this meta is great for the game. And then unit releases with our team Mercedes and other stuff. We'll get to that right after. So now, all right, so let me put another marker because I just forgot. RTA meta. Just need to look at 7 monthly position usage data and the latest determine if they're not. It's still in the top 10, so no way. Yeah, it's not dead at all. It keeps growing. 10 out, it's an X1. But yeah, it's still a really good game. It's still doing great. It's chilling. All right, so let's talk about RTA meta. All right, so if you're new here, you guys probably know that I love me some RTA. And I love RTA. I love playing RTA. It's great. Even this season, it's fun. It's been fun. I already have over 300 games in it. A little bit too much, if you ask me. It's kind of unhealthy. Please help. But some of my thoughts on the current meta, right? We're 1 month in. So how do I start? I actually don't know how to start. Yeah, F10 is toxic. I don't even know where to start, dude. To be completely honest with you, I don't even know where to start with the meta. We can talk about the units. We can talk about the overall. Let's start with summary. You know, I'm a big summary guy. So overall summary on the RTA meta. This current meta rewards unit and gear more than previous metas have. It's significantly harder to play in this meta if you don't have certain units and if you don't have certain gear quality to get to at least legend, right? So one thing I want to preface by saying this, everyone should be able to make it to masters. Even if you've only been playing for 3 months, you should be able to make it to masters. If you grind enough, if you've been playing enough, you got 3 months to try to get it, or 2 months usually, 2 to 3 months to try to get it. And I definitely think everyone can reach masters. That's a fact. To climb to masters, even to champion, it's not that difficult. To be completely honest with y'all, like no hate there. If you can't do it, it's probably because you don't have the right units or the right gear or just have bad drafting skills, right? But even the gear, you don't even need godlike gear to make the champion. I could probably make it to champion. I wish I could drop to bronze and climb back to champion with like okay gear quality, because you can definitely do that. Where the problem lies is if you try to push further, right? And I do want to highlight that, because it's like, if you play, you can have a 35% win rate and reach masters. That's so doable, right? That's super doable, right? So that's why, like, that part is nice, right? But the higher you go, you start seeing more problems. So, and like gear and stuff like that, yeah. So let me see some other stuff. So yeah, this season. Oh no, dude, this season everything has gotten so much faster. Everything is so fast now. Or players leaving. Yeah, there's always old people and new people will come in, right? Like I know ThanFam, that was a really one that made me sad. ThanFam is leaving. He's a YouTuber as well. I was really sad to hear that he's leaving Epic 7 community. I was pretty sad, but I understood why. So I was like, that's cool. But let me get to it in a second. Yeah. It's you can still get decently high up. You should be able to get higher up, Gary. I believe in you, Gary. I believe in you. You may not be drafting right, and hopefully we can fix that. I'm trying to release a video this Sunday on how to draft in RTA, especially during this season. I think I might do that on Yeso. I might actually try to do that. And hey, what's up, Daka? Alright, no, yeah, but ThanFam left. I was pretty sad. I don't know if it was Trong Tang. Yeah, it's ThanFam, not Trong Tang. ThanFam left. So I was pretty sad about that one. But okay. Yeah, like you'll get there eventually. Like just build the units and you'll get there eventually. But the current RTA season, overall, right? Overall thoughts. I'm gonna say this as a, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm telling you as like a high champion level player, pushing legend, right? Because I go in and out of legend, right? So a high level champion player pushing legend. What can I tell you about this current season? What's some of the spicy deeds, right? So we're gonna go 2 at a time, and then we'll do some of the new people that just came in. All right, so this meta is very gear reliant because there's a lot of units, and unit reliant because units like F10, units like RB, units like Last Rider Crawl, units like FCC, units like Cerise are all units that you have to have and are not easy to get because they're ML 5 stars or limiteds, right? So it's not. Oh, he left. Well, he didn't want to fight who? But there's yeah, TC. I will definitely get to the draft guide, bro. I'm getting that to this Sunday. In case you're wondering, yes, I am trying to get that video out this Sunday, which is why there's not gonna be a video tomorrow. But okay, units like F10, units like Cerise, even if you have those units like RB, Cerise, FCC, Last Rider Crawl, a Tywin, you still need the gear. You still need the gear. So it's like at F10, if your F10 is under 260 speed, that F10 is gonna get deleted. She's gonna get cleaved. She's gonna get destroyed. She's gonna get provoked by Falconeer Clary. She's gonna get destroyed, right? She has to be like 260, 270 speed, or just super tanky with the right team, right? So like you're needing to have very specific units to be able to fight, and you need to have very good gear to do that properly. Arbiter Vildred, again, people always put his bad gear, but Arbiter Vildred does take a lot. Fallen Cecilia. If your Fallen Cecilia is squishy, that barrier is not going to stop the current aggro meta. It is very aggressive meta. So some things I like about it is this meta is quick. Games usually don't take that long. Oh my gosh, you're using, yeah, see, Fairy Tail Team is right there. But using very aggressive units. Tank teams are not as good anymore because of the frenzy changes. Right? Yeah, so that's what I meant, Mosh. So as I mentioned before, everything I say, take it with a grain of salt. This is from someone that's high champion pushing legend. Stat requirements go down the lower you go in the tiers. I still believe everyone should be able to reach masters with decent gear quality and like decent units. You don't even need to have the most meta units to reach master. It just makes it easier. Right? Like if you have Arby and Fallen Cecilia and Last Rider Carl, that's super easy to get a masters, right? It's yeah, this is gross on the left side. But it's like both of these sides are having really meta units. Dang. This is pretty cool. This is a really interesting draft. But it's a very aggressive meta, right? So games go fast and you need to be tanky enough to deal with it. But you can't just pick all tanks like previous meta, because then if you pick all tanks, you get super punished by the new Frenzy system. Most games will not reach past Frenzy 3. Usually. Most games will end before Frenzy 3. Most games will end turn 1. You won't usually, if like F10, like right now, this F10, if she lands everything, even though there's a champ C, he can still win essentially. But it's a hard meta, right? So overall, I like it because I have a lot of units that thrive in this meta. But I have a 287 speed Cerise. That Cerise has gotten outsped by Dizzy, by every single cleave. It gets outsped by it because everyone runs speed imprints now. F10 is outspeed that 287 speed Cerise. Buccaneer Cluries have easily outsped my 287 speed Cerise. What else? A-Collies have outsped me. A-Cids, I have never outsped an A-Cid. They're usually always over 300 at this point. A 287 speed Cerise gets usually outsped even without a speed imprint on the board. That's how strong the current meta is. Like it's crazy the level of gear people have. And because everyone's going more aggressive, it usually comes down on who takes turn 1 first. And you guys see here a perfect example of F10A. He's not getting a turn, right? He's not going to get in a turn anytime soon, right? And I'm pretty sure this Maya can just one-shot this Champ C. Yeah. Yeah. So it's like F10 is disgusting, dude. No, the reason she doesn't provoke if she misses. She has to hit, but the thing about it is I'm pretty sure she hit the Alencia. So she had to hit the Alencia. But F10 is an example of like a really disgusting unit. So like right now the toxic units are going to be Arbiter Vildred, F10A, Fallen Cecilia, Last Rider Crawl, Cerise, and I think that's like the big 5 actually. Maybe F Flurry if you really don't like F Flurry, but those like 5 to 6 are going to be like the toxic units in the meta. F10 kind of leading the charge. F10 by far has made this meta so disgusting because the thing about it is you guys saw Maxi had a Champ C. But Champ C, and Maxi picked a perfect team to counter F10A. He picked a whole team to counter one unit. Let that sink in. With F10A on the board, he had to pick a whole team to counter one unit. Arbiter Vildred does the exact same thing. When you pick an Arbiter Vildred, your whole team has to counter that one unit. And usually when you have those type of situations, that's when you get an unhealthy meta, right? And it's starting to get to that point where it's starting to get kind of unhealthy because to counter F10A, you need a whole team. To counter RB, you need a whole team because I often pick Emil Haste and Tamaluka and will still lose to Arbiter Vildreds because they A, will either outspeed me, or B, those two picks, I have to pick 2, or he can just ban it out, and then he can draft against my draft, right? Because he doesn't have to focus on beating something I have. F10 and RB force you to bring counters. You're forced to bring something to deal with them, right? I'm going to do one more for Hoof, and then we'll switch out to the bottom people, the new people that are here, like Daka and Opie and Wet Liquid. But let me see. Yeah, like 297 speed, that's really good, right? And that's what you need to do. F10 counter just outspeed the F10. Like, yeah, like I'll talk about F10 counters because F10 does have counters, but it's just hard because you have to bring 2 counters for 1 unit or a whole team. Yeah. So it's like whenever you have a unit that you need to bring multiple units to deal with, you start getting kind of toxic, right? And Arbiter Vildred has always been that unit. That's why Arbiter Vildred to this day continues to be one of the best RTA units, because no matter what you do, you need at least 2 units to counter Arbiter Vildred or a full team, which gives your opponent 4 picks to deal with your whole draft, right? So it's like when you're forced to do that, it's really, really bad, right? So like, for example, F10, right? Let's say you get Champ C. Champ C counters F10, right? Because you have F10 against a Champ C, it's hard, right? Because like F10 can't land the Champ C, but she's gonna land on everyone else, and they can bring units like LQC to punish your Champ C pick. And now you're like, okay, who would I ban? If I don't ban this F10, I'm screwed. If I let this LQC through, I'm still screwed. So it's like the opponent, the person who picks RB or F10 has a clear advantage over the opponent, just because you have to bring a whole thing, right? Some counters to F10, I think the best counter right now, I would almost want to say it's Ray, right? Because the thing about Ray is that when you use Ray, F10 has a chance to miss on him. Ray has really high FRS. She's not going to land anything. Ray is naturally fast. Ray can dispel everything, and Ray can set up immunity, right? So Ray actually a really good unit against F10, right? So overall, I'm actually considering building my Ray at this point. And it's a 1 unit counter, right? So it's a forced ban for that person. And it's hard to just counter a Ray because Ray just provides healing, right? Pretty standard at the beginning. So that's a counter. Another counter is Falconeer Clury. So as you see here, he banned the Falconeer Clury because that's his best counter to F10, but he keeps an RB, right? So it's like he has to pick multiple units to counter F10, but then he didn't get the RB counter. So now RB's probably going to win the game for him right now. But yeah, there is a lot. Like, also another unit is Falconeer Clury, because Falconeer Clury is about the same speed, and if you outspeed the F10, F10 does nothing if she doesn't land a provoke, right? So if you have a fast Falconeer Clury, and that Falconeer Clury has to be like 280 speed, right? Which is insane. And you can outspeed the F10, then you're good, right? So look at that. Didn't kill the RB, GG. There you go. Look at that. Now that RB is going to come back and most likely kill the Stene. Do y'all see like why it's just hard to like have to draft a whole thing to counter 1 unit? It's never good. It's never gonna be good if that happens, right? So that's rough, right? And then SSB is gonna take a turn right here. Could land decreased defense on everyone. Except the Valencia, of course. Could land decreased defense. RB comes back and team sweep. Landed on the Tomoko, which is pretty good. But it's tough, dude. It's so tough, dude. It's a hard meta right now. Because if you don't have RB, if you don't have F10, they're gonna be picking it. And then there's like, yes, I saw Sin. I saw that you asked if I play Yu-Gi-Oh. So Sin, yes, I actually do play Yu-Gi-Oh. I actually love Yu-Gi-Oh. But it's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh. You guys know the 5 pieces of Exodia. RTA now has the 5 pieces of Exodia. If you get a Last Rider Crawl, an A Tywin, an Arbiter Vildred, an F10, and an FCC all on the same team, or like a combination of like RB, F10, and like another really broken unit, you're pretty much guaranteed the fight. It's like you let your opponent have the 5 pieces of Exodia. If they get to have all those picks on their drafts and you can't contest it and counter it properly, because you can't, right? You can't counter RB and F10, because you need 2 units to counter 1, right? So you can't counter, like, that's like letting, if you have RB and F10 on the same team, you have all pieces of Exodia. You're most likely winning that fight, right? Unless they ban one out. So it's like, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah, it's just like they get, like, at that point you actually get the 5 pieces of Exodia, right? So it's like, it's almost an auto-win button. And there's like some really broken combos, and it's not just all RB, right? I don't want to make it feel like I'm just RB hating. Like, yes, I hate RB, right? RB is disgustingly annoying, right? But he's not the only problem unit in this meta. There's still units like Last Rider Crawl, right? Last Rider Crawl, pretty freaking good unit, right? Oh, there's a counter attack. Oof, counter RB. Oh, there you go. There goes Stene. And I think he has, no, he doesn't have S2 up yet. I think he, Casanari actually wins though. I think Tomoko already oh no, she doesn't have it. It's gonna be close. If this RB takes a turn, Nah. Oh, nice. So he actually was able to beat it. So Casanari pretty spicy. He did bend the F10 though, so he had a really good one. I'm happy Casanari won this one. That was close hoof. But yeah, I'm not trying to say it's all RB because RB is not the only toxic unit. I'm not trying to say it's all F10. You still have things like A Tywin, Last Rider Crawl. Those two in the same team. Oh my god. You have FCCT Surin. You have FCC F10A, another really disgusting combo. You have what's some of the other really toxic combos people are using right now? You have F Clury top model Luluka, which is another really good combination. You have just Cleave. Cleave can be really fast nowadays. Yeah, he did a lot of damage. Oh yeah, Cerise F10, Sage Ball, and anyone. Sage Ball is pretty toxic too. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. So there's a lot of kind of toxic units out there, and a lot of toxic team compositions that you can build. FCC with most things. Oh yeah, there's also FCC Landy with Guiding Light. Whew, that one's really hard to deal with. FCC with a Guiding Light Landy. If you don't have a Basar, you're kind of screwed. Sage Ball doesn't have to be fast, but I would say at least 230 so he can cut in. At least 220. Mine is 229. At least 220 so he can cut into a Cleave. Depending where you are, right? Like if you're higher up, faster. If you're lower down, slower is fine. You can also do 240 plus. Nope, Ryler Ruel is not running anymore, surprisingly. Ruel is not a meta unit anymore. She's a strong pick. But Ruel is not a meta unit. I still use my Ruel occasionally whenever they bring a very high single target aggressive draft. I'll still bring my Ruel. She's not basic. She doesn't see as much play. It's rare. She still wins me games just because Ruel's S3 is just disgusting. But it's like RB in the meta. There's too much AoE right now, which is why Last Rider Crawl is so good. Because with all this AoE, you have Last Rider Crawl. And it's just like, nice. SSB is still really good. Oh, dude. Yeah, Sage Ball and Frenzy is really good. But yeah, there we see the F10. I think this is a new one that he's building up. But see, do you see right here where he can counter F10 counter pick, right? He picked the Champ C and the FCC to counter the F10. But he's doing a really good job matching the draft. Right now, this is really good drafting by Opie, actually. So he's doing a really good job right now because he's actually countering F10 really hard and countering Cerise really hard. He probably will be banning the LQC. So Daka has to ban the Falconer Clury or his F10 is not going to do anything. Really good draft, right? So this is really good. But yeah, it's just hard. It's just hard right now. I could show you if I jump into RTA. You guys will see a bunch of other stuff. Oh, Cowrick. Pre-buff Cowrick, too. That's interesting. But yeah, so RTA was... So, let me just conclude that. That one was like... I can talk about RTA for way too long. And I'm going to get way too heated if I talk about RTA. But right now, TLDR for the RTA meta. Kind of toxic. There's a lot of really good units. Aggro is really powerful right now. Wow, that's a fast Cowrick. But yeah, aggro is really good right now. It's just tough to compete with. It's hard to deal with everything that a good aggro player can bring to the table. Tanks can still be used, but you will need units like FCC. You will need units like Last Rider Crawl. You will need units like A Tywin. You will need a lot of ML units, right? So it's very ML dependent right now to build a good Bruiser team. Without those ML heroes, you can still build good Bruiser teams, but it's just so much harder if you don't have any of the meta ML Knights. Because the ML Knights are that strong, and they can't really be replaced as easily with the other units. But yeah, look at all these debuff dudes. That's just disgusting. But T-Serum being really strong right now. Do I think Guiding Light is broken? I actually think it's really strong. I don't think it's borderline broken, but it's hard to say. It's a really good artifact. Let's just put it that way. It's a really good artifact. New Tower, I haven't seen the updates actually. But yeah, so let me get back to my TLDR before I read the comments. Really aggressive meta, very gear and unit reliant. It's probably one of the most gear and unit reliant ones because not only do you need specific units, you also need to have a ton of counter picks, dude. You need to have so many counter picks right now, bro. To actually play, oh wow, he actually dodged everything perfectly. To actually play, you need so many counter picks right now because there are so many different drafts that if you don't have the counters to all of them, you can straight up lose to certain drafts, right? You need all these different things to win. And usually you're not going to get it. So let's get Wet Liquid in here and let's get Psycho that was in the back. But yeah, that's the SC next. Okay, so let me read what you guys have been talking about before I go into the next topic. So let me see some stuff. Dora is better than Ruel. Low key, yeah. Dora is really strong right now. Like, it's disgusting how good Dora's can be. It's mainly because Arbiter Villager. Dora's counters Arbiter Villager really good. When it's a free to play counter. Do I think Art Team and Mercedes is gonna shake up the meta? No, Logan. I don't think Art Team and Mercedes is gonna do almost anything. She's too slow. She might be used as a counter pick. She might be used as a counter pick for sure, right? She'll probably use it as a counter pick, but I don't think she's gonna be like a meta breaking unit. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before, right? I was a little bit wrong about F10. I didn't think F10 was gonna be this much of a problem. Guiding Light, yes, I talked about a little bit. Everyone wants to recall on Sage Ball. Yeah, dude. Sage Ball is really good right now. It's so fun to use Sage Ball. What I think of the new tower, I haven't read it. No, Sin, to answer the question for Yu-Gi-Oh! I haven't kept up with Yu-Gi-Oh! In a really long time. I just haven't gotten around to it, you know? I have all these cards lying around. I have all my decks. I want to play in real life, but I've never been a fan of online. So I don't know what I'm going to do with all these old decks. Because I haven't played it like since COVID, right? Pulled a Tywin when he was doo-doo and he was my first ML. Yeah. A Tywin's pretty strong right now. It's pretty nice. I need to speed up my A Tywin though. He's too slow. Elena, Sage Ball, G-Per can cut into almost speed cleaves. Yep. There's a lot of counters to cleave teams. Next, SC. Ideally, I really want to see SC Arrowwell. Like, a lot. I think Arrowwell SC could be really fun. Wouldn't do anything to the meta. I don't think. Except give us a free FCC. Right? That's all SC Arrow could do. SC Phyllis would be the same thing. It'd be like a budget Arrowwell. Sven would be really cool. Sven could actually do some crazy stuff. If Sven got an SC that he cleansed debuffs when he hit Immortality, oh, dude, he'd be so crazy. Sven could actually be meta. I could actually see Sven becoming meta. So yeah, it's ideally I want the next one to be PvP. We got Doris, then we have Camera Rose, which is a golem only. So the next one should be a PvP one, and then we'll get one that's absolutely useless, right? There's always like they always switch between like really good PvP, really good PvE, garbage, really good PvP, really good PvE, garbage. They always do that with the SEs. It's kind of funny. It's kind of sad too. Ace, yes. So before I even talked about the RTA meta, I did want to preface it by saying this is all going to be high champion, legend. The lower you go, you may not see as many problems because again, RTA is not as scary. Okay. Before we move on to the next topic, I don't want people to be scared of RTA. If you're a new player and you haven't tried RTA recently, I don't want you to be scared. You're going to be fine, right? It's not that bad. If you think you're struggling, there are hundreds of other people that are struggling just as much as you are. And everyone abuses what they have, right? So like you can definitely abuse your RBs, your FCCs, your whatevers, right? So it's like you're going to be fine, right? You don't have to worry about all this. The lower you go, the smaller the champion pool becomes. So you're not gonna see as much F10A, and if you do see F10A, you can probably easily counter her with Champ C and like F Maya because people aren't gonna be having LQCs built, right? So like the lower you go, the less counter picks you go, and that's like the distinctive thing. High champion to legend, you have to assume everyone has everything. That's just you have to go with that assumption. The lower you go, people usually don't have answers a lot of the times. That's the big difference. Early game players don't have as many answers, don't have as many counter picks, and that's one of the reasons they can't climb. It's not the gear, it's actually the unit pool. So that's food for thought. You can actually climb a lot higher than you think with a good draft, even with mediocre gear, right? So don't be afraid of it. You can definitely still play. You can definitely still have fun in RTA. People are struggling just as much as you are. People are missing pieces the lower you go. People don't have the counter picks. So if you have the counter picks, like if you have a full anti-cleave and anti-control team, you can probably do really good this season just by having those two teams. A good anti-cleave team and a good anti-control team, you can win like 99% of your matches just by having those two teams built, right? Versus someone that just has one team built, right? And hopefully I get to all that good stuff this Sunday on that RTA drafting guide that I definitely will try to get to, and I probably will. I don't want to give you empty promises, but a basic RTA drafting guide. And then there's more complex stuff like knowing what comes after what counters what. Like if you see a F Flurry, what's a good counter pick? If you see an F10A, what should you be thinking? If you see a FCC ban, what should you be first picking, and things like that, of that nature, right? So there's a lot of good stuff. I think the people in the middle haven't fought in a while, and then we'll go back up. Okay, but let me keep reading what you guys have been saying before I do it. So, Elena, I actually like my Elena. I've been having a lot of fun with my Elena. She does pretty nice. She does good stuff. Hashot build Champ C, Hector, very tanky. All you want from your Champ C is to be extremely tanky. You want your Champ C to just be like 15k HP plus, 1.5k defense plus, and everything else is optional, right? Like decent effectiveness, decent attack, decent crit rate. You don't really need crit damage. Like right now, all you need for Champ C is to be tanky and to survive and counterattack, right? And hey, what's up, TC? Thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. So let me keep seeing. Do you buy energy with conquest points? No, but that's a really good. The only reason I don't buy energy with conquest points is because I hate arena. So I don't do arena. I have 150 flags just sitting there that I just keep accumulating for the one day that I'll decide to do it. So you can, if you do a lot of arena, I would do it. You probably get a lot, or you can get charms. One of the two. Yeah. Ninri, RC Mercedes will most likely not be meta, but she still looks really fun. Oh, really? Dude. It's been a while since I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I kind of want to. Yes, Doris counters RB, bro. Doris is a really... If you hate RB, if you're a true RB Rylet hater and you don't have specialty change Doris built, you're not a true RB Rylet hater. You're just saying you hate them, but you deep down you don't hate them. So if you really, really hate RB and Rylet, you really should be building Doris. Because she just stomps. She actually curse stomps them. Arrow will basically start. Yeah, I kind of want Arrow will. Dude, dang, y'all have been chatting a lot. I'm really slow. Yeah, I want all these units to do it. Mercedes 4 needs to... Yes, I agree. That's not unpopular, Anthony. I think Mercedes 4-star... I think they need to start doing specialty changes on 4-stars. 4-stars are starting to be way too low. Oh, man. This is tough. What decks did I play on Yu-Gi-Oh! Sin? I used to play Thunder Dragons before they got the hammer. And then Cyber Dragons was the one I always did. But yeah, RTA is not that scary, bro. Changing gear is really, really hard. Usually, Fox City HD, if you wanted to know what a lot of top players say, this is, all right. Secret tech from top players, right? You know how people always think, bro, these top level players, bro, they have this godlike gear on every single unit. We don't. Like, almost none of the upper level champion and legend level players have like godlike gear on everything. The reason why it feels that way is because we take all our good gear every season and move it around. So like, for example, I used Falconer Clary and Lilius a ton last season. This season, I haven't used them almost at all. I took off all the good gear on them and put it on other units that I'm using right now, like Ross. So like, while I still have the unit for the future, I took off the good gear, right? And like, I don't even use them because of that. So like, you don't have to have a ton of good gear. You only have to have a few good gears. That's pro tip from like a top player doing free on equip events. That's when you typically want to like switch builds around in units that you're using more, and switch your OP builds to like the meta units if you really care about RTA that much. So that's one of the things. But yeah, Hugh, for the no speed teams still work in this current season. Elena does mad work, bro. Does Roana counter Serrato somewhat? Yes, Roana counter Serrato somewhat. Because every time Champ C counters, a Roana procs. Roana's actually a really good unit. But yeah. Oh yeah, let me put the password. So I'm just letting people fight against each other in case y'all are wondering. Yeah, F Maya really, really good. Dude, y'all are popping today. Yeah, it's just too good. But we do need buffs for 4-stars. I agree, Millie. But yeah, I do Cyber Dragons for life, bro. Great, make fire covers again. All right, so I caught up with chat. Hopefully I didn't miss too much. But yeah, so one thing that a lot of people always think, it's like, oh, you need all the OP gear in the world and all the OP units. No, you just need the few core units that you're using. I only really draft 8 to 10 units in RTA consistently. So I only need like a certain amount of stuff to be able to do that. And I think we were at dawn. And let's change the background too. I'm tired of seeing the same old, same old. Let's go to I wonder if this one will make me lag. I don't think it should, but we'll see if it makes me lag. Yeah, Fear and Equip is really stressful. I need to do a big regearing too soon, because a lot of my units I'm not using as much, and I'm using other ones. Why do they ban Sage Ball? Bro, Lucifer, bro. Sage Ball OP, what do you mean? I love Sage Ball. Yeah, Cedric, yeah, it's what you want to do. Like, there's no way in this game, there is no way for you to gear every single unit to a legend standard. Even legend level players don't gear every one of their units legend standard. We have a core team of 8 to 10 units that we switch around, that we use according to the meta, and we switch the gear, OP gear around. Like right now, I have OP gear on Cerise. If Cerise for some reason stops becoming meta, I'll switch it to F10, right? My F Clury gear, I got a new set for F Clury going into F10 because F10 is broken, right? So my F Clury is gonna remain ungeared for now. But it's usually 8 to 10, so it's like that's very doable, right? Sage Ball's my guy too, bro. Sage Ball pulls through for me way too often. But yeah, typically it's 8 to 10 picks, and you should be like, if you have 8 to 10 well-built units, you should easily be able to reach champion, if not legend, depending on what those units are. So Elena is really, really nasty. Damn, dude. I've been building a lot of new units recently that I've had like spare gear that I'm not using, and it turned out that spare gear turned out to be OP on like my Holiday Euphine and on my Elena. So I actually have some OP gears floating around on some new units that I'm testing. I need to consolidate again though, because I'm getting out gear right now. But yeah, that's one of the things, like I usually will build a unit, put on like sample gear on them, try them out. If I really like them, then I will make them OP. And then take away units I'm not using anymore. But okay, that's enough for the RTA meta. We'll still talk about it afterwards. But now the unit release, Art Team and Mercedes, the new buffs that are coming, the recent buffs, some of the things that I like that they did, and some of the things I really didn't like that they did. All right, so let's stop here. Before we get into that, and before we talk about those units, if you're liking the video, make sure you like, subscribe, join the Discord server, all that good stuff. We have a lot of people here today, so I'm sure a lot of you are new, so make sure you click that subscribe button. It really does help out a lot. And yeah, we have some fun. But all right, enough about self-promotions. I hate to do that. I know people hate it too. But you have to do it because people forget to subscribe. All right, enough about that. Let's actually talk about the new units and my thoughts on them. Starting with Art Team and Mercedes. That's going to be the big one. Wow, that Landy just stomped, dude. Holy cow. But yeah, starting with Art Team and Mercedes. All right, so I got sidetracked because I just saw a Landy just S3 and just absolutely stomp. Dang, I feel like, Hubert, do you want to run back with someone else? Because that was rough. But okay, Art Team and Mercedes. Did you think you could outdo me? Sorry, I needed to hydrate there. Oh yeah, also, do y'all like this podcast style where I just put RTA in the background for you guys, and you guys get to fight and I get to talk? Do y'all like this style? It's a new style, so hopefully you guys like it. I do want to do more of these, especially after like big updates, like maybe monthly or something like that, where I just talk to you guys about like my thoughts on a lot of different stuff. Because there's been a lot of stuff. I've been gone for a long time. Oh, Dawnwing putting that toxic one. But all right, the next one is going to be the new units, right? So Art Team and Mercedes. I'm gonna pull up her kit in a second. Let me just start this fight in the back. Huford, do you want to run back, Huford? Because that was rough, bro. That was rough. You just got cleave. Dawnwing, that's a good cleave. That's a solid cleave. But okay, Art Team and Mercedes. Let me pull her up right now. Or Art Demon's Shadow. My bad. Art Demon's Shadow. Do I put CC ring on your fast units? Yeah. Effectiveness ring, yeah. I do usually. Alright, let me see. I'll put him back if he responds back, but let's see the next two. I usually put effectiveness if it's like a Cerise or effect in your Clury, but usually my rings are HP. depending on what it does. Like F10, it wants effectiveness, right? So usually rings usually are effectiveness rings, because usually do need a lot of effectiveness. But okay. Arch Demon's Shadow. So Sinale, if you're wondering why they nerfed Arch Demon's Shadow is because they really want to make the distinction that is not Arch Demon Mercedes. They really want to let you know that it's not Mercedes. Why? Because you can't imprint Arch Demon's Shadow with Mercedes or with Celestial Mercedes. You can't do that. It's an ML unit that doesn't have a natural counterpart. And that, honestly, I think is the most disappointing way. It was almost a slap in the face. Recently, Smogit has been doing... They did some good things with like the Adventures path, but they did some really dirty stuff with Arch Demon Mercedes and with the haste buff. Those two things are almost dirty. And I'll talk about both of them in a second. Let me put Arch Demon's Mercedes. Arch Demon's Shadow. Which is like whatever that means. I need to pull it up so I make sure I don't mess up the skills. Okay. So the reason why I'm a little bit disappointed in what they did with Arch Demon Mercedes is because Arch Demon is a very old unit. I'm gonna call her Arch Demon Mercedes. I don't care if it's Arch Demon Shadow. If you hear me say Arch Demon Mercedes, is because I want it to be Arch Demon Mercedes, right? So Arch Demon's Shadow, so per se. Also, I like the all three squad on the right. But Arch Demon's Shadow is a really old unit, and they didn't change anything. She was out for almost two years. 2 years. Over 2 years, I think. Yeah, it's been over 2 years that Arch Demon Mercedes has had her model out. And they didn't release her because they said, oh, she doesn't have a non-ML counterpart, and we don't know how to implement that properly, and blah, blah, blah. And then they decided, we want to release Arch Demon Mercedes. They announced it. And they said, we're going to try to think of a system for the imprint. Yo, the system they thought up, bro, how does it take a whole corporation over a month to make the business decision? Yeah, let's just put that in the shop. How does it take when they waited like 3 to 4 months to make the big announcement on Arch Demon Mercedes, because it was like 4 months since they said we're going to release her to when they actually released it. How does it take a corporation with all these people that many months to say, you know what? Let's take this that we already have all the animations for, type up the code that probably takes like less than a month, and put it in a system that we already have, but let's wait an extra 3 months. They didn't change any of the animations. They didn't change any, except the voice, which is like, why did they change the voice? They probably weren't able to get the same voice actor, which is fine. But I'm not happy with the voice. Nothing to do with the voice actor. The voice actor is the same one that voiced Vivian, and Vivian's lit. So like, I don't know what happened with Arch Demon Mercedes. Her voice is really bad. But 4 months, bro. 4 months for her to from announcement to release. God, dude, it's just so sad, like how they took so long to like release a unit like that. That's not even talking about the kit, right? I'm pretty sure they have banners planned like 2 months in advance, I would say, because at the start of the game they were pumping units out like this. Oh, it's not? I thought it was the Vivian VA. Who was it? But yeah, yeah. Kudos to the right stand for the right side for trying a full 3-star team. But yeah, they make too many good units. But they used to put a lot of good stuff, right? Yeah, they had so many different things they could have done. Like, I don't know why they did all this stuff, dude. Like, how it took them so long to implement Arch Demon Mercedes. But alright, now on to the kit for Arch Demon Mercedes, right? So Arch Demon Mercedes kit, it's hard because I don't want to say she's going to be trash because her S1 definitely has potential. So when I look at Arch Demon Mercedes, I see a lot of potential, but also a lot of negatives. More than normal, right? The biggest one being the consistency stuff. The S1 starting at 75% without a soul burn is rough. 75%, that's the same odds as Sage Ball sleeping on his S1. And if you guys play Sage Ball, he sleeps a lot on the S1, but he also misses it a lot. Yeah, I can add you one more time, Hufer, afterwards. So it's like the S1 on Arch Demon Mercedes looks really dope. I could see it being really good. And it counters so much in this game. Like that Oblivion buff or whatever. I don't even know what it's called. What is it called? Ruination or something? Ruin? It's Ruin, right? That Ruin debuff? Dude, if they ever give that to an AoE unit, oh my god. The meta's going to get shaken up like this. If Arch Demon Mercedes had that debuff, and it was like she attacked 2 targets, oh, dude, she'd be broken. She'd be big broke. If it was 100% to land, and you could soul burn it to be ignore effect resistance, dude, Arch Demon Mercedes would probably be one of the best units in this game, right? Like if they gave her like that tiny little tweak, she would actually be like a meta-defining unit. If they made it so it was 100% and the soul burn was ignore FRS, she would actually be like nasty. She would be like insanely nasty. If they gave the S3 so you could take the turn, pretty spicy too. Also, he got a lot further than I thought with the team on the right. I'm impressed that he got this far off. Oh, Seal. It's not Ruination, it's Seal. No way. Wait, actually? Shamcrow? How? Arch Demon Mercedes. Arch Demon Mercedes looks so heat. Like her actual voice, as the boss voice is lit. This new voice is not that lit. Wait, really? Shamcrow? No way. I'm gonna have to look this up now. There's no way. I mean, yeah, it feels like way when you go against other way. Yeah, Koreans are pretty spicy. Celine did take a very long time to come out. Bomb model kinda, dude, they already have so many units that are trying to come out, but god, dude, there's so many good units that they need to go through. I can't wait for FCC either. But yeah, the new Arch Demon, like Arch Demon's Shadow and Arch Demon Mercedes, I don't get it, dude. If it's the same voice actor, why? Why couldn't they just make it like the original Arch Demon Mercedes? That voice was already heat. That was like straight fire, bro. And alright, Hufer wants a redemption, but here he is. He wants a redemption arc. Alright, let's do this. Yeah, I don't think it's the same VA. Arch Demon Mercedes, yes. Okay, that's why it's confusing. Arch Demon Mercedes and Arch Demon Shadow are different. I'm talking about the unit, by the way, in case y'all are wondering. The Seal passive. So, okay, as far as the kit, Arch Demon's Shadow S1 has the potential to be a really good skill, but the fact that it's only 75% chance you need the Soulburn for 100 does kind of hinder a little bit, because I already know if I was to pull for her and I was using her as an RB or T-Saren counter, I already know she would miss every single freaking time, dude. I already know this. Like, it's like I don't even have to have her to know that my Mercedes would miss every time. So you get 15% resisted, or she wouldn't land it, or they would have a last rider crawl to put up immunity. That's the other big one. It doesn't go through immunity. The other one is going to be the S2. It requires you to have the debuff already for the chance to go up. I think it's only like 35%. It's 35% chance to proc the S2 just by using S1, right? That's not the greatest, but it's an AoE attack that puts glancing hit for 1 turn. RB still has 2 turns, you know, but 1 turn's fine. And it can't proc off a counter. So if you counter attack, it can't proc into S2. So you could strip with that skill. You could counter set with it, which is what I think is going to be the best one. But the problem with it is, like, there's a lot of immunity setters right now. And with the meta being so aggressive, it hurts that she has to be counter set for her skill 1 and skill 2 to work properly. Right? So she kind of wants to be on counter set. But if you're on counter set, that means you are giving up turn 1. You are giving the opponent turn 1 for the opportunity to have a very powerful time moving forward. And that's tough, right? It's tough to do that, because if you give up your turn 1, you're giving up, like, you're getting hit by RB, you're getting hit by Last Rider Crawl, a T-Surin, F Flurry, Cerise, a Tywin. You're most likely getting locked down. F10A can lock you down. So it's tough, right? It's tough that she has to be on counter to get the most out of her kit. Then on the speed build, they did her dirty because she could have still been really good, like really good. She might still be good, but she could have been really good if she opened S3 without cooldown. Her S3 has a cooldown. Let that sink in. her S3 starts with a full cooldown. What that means is that you have to wait at most like 3 turns if you don't have a counter set. If you don't have a counter set, you need at least 3 turns for you to reach your S3. 3 turns. Fight's over. Fight's done. That's assuming you're proccing S1 and S2. If you're on counter set, you could get it in like whenever, how many times you counter, right? But it's very low. You're not gonna get it earlier. She starts the fight with full cooldown. So it's like that. Why? If they made that skill not start on full cooldown, you could put Lela Violin on her. She could strip immunity buff at the beginning and then go in for an S1. That would be so strong if she was able to do that, right? You're able to strip with Lela Violin and set up into an S1. She'd be a self-sustained unit. Right now, she needs a stripper. You need to have a stripper on your team. If you don't have a stripper on your team, you're not going to be able to use RTA and Mercedes to her full capabilities. Because your artifact, if you're trying to use Lela Violin, you're having to wait a lot longer to actually apply the debuff. If you're using the counter build, you are allowing the opponent to get that turn 1 and potentially just win the fight outright, right? Yeah, the not starting the thing really sucks. Oh, it's not the same VA, Millie? Wait, actually, all the Mercedes have the same VA? Dude, what? Thanks for letting me know. What? Why did they do that? RTA and Mercedes already had good lines. She already had a good voice acting. Why did they change the direction? And made her so like... dude, that's so annoying. Why did they do that? Like that boss fight, when like RTA and Mercedes goes like that, and it's like call, destroy everything or whatever she says. Bro, that was heat. Now I'm sad that they don't have that, dude. That actually makes me big sad, bro. That's crazy. No, I don't think. No, not between the different ones. But yeah, her biggest flaw right now. That's so. Why are they trying so hard, dude? Why they could have done so many cool things with RTA, Mercedes, and Strasse. They could have made it so you had to get rewards or something. They could have added as RTA rewards. Can you imagine if she was an RTA reward or something like that? Holy crap, people would do RTA like crazy. That's so dumb, dude. That just makes me sad. But as far as overall, the biggest problem I have with the Mercedes right now is going to be that she needs setup. And she starts with S3 without full cooldown. But regardless of this, in Arena and Guild Wars, in a controlled environment, like Guild Wars, where you're playing against AI and you can pick the teams that you want, oh yeah, she's going to be crazy. I actually think she's going to be a really good Guild Wars unit. Think about how many FCC T-CERN team comps there are out there, or RB team comps. Now, imagine those T-CERN FCC team comps. You put a stripper, you put RTA Meru, you put a tank or like a healer or something, and you just like destroy the team with S1s, dude. Just like mess them up, bro. Like, it's good stuff, right? She's gonna be good in Guild Wars. She's probably gonna be good in Arena as well with how many T-Cerns there are. But yeah, that's for RTA and Mercedes. That's the big one, or RTA and Shadow, whatever you want to call it. That's the big one. It's just I don't know why. I don't think she's gonna be that good. To be completely honest with you, I think she's gonna be good, but not meta defining for RTA. For RTA, for Guild Wars and Arena, I think she'll be really good. For RTA, I think she'll be a really fun counter pick. I think she could be a really good counter pick against like Champ C and control teams. If you have a really good RTA and Meru, I think she could be pretty spicy as a counter pick, right? Like if you have a really good counter one with the right team composition, she could be pretty spicy. Time to quit? No, it's too fun, Lucifer. It's all the best stuff. Yeah, you can also play with Adventure Ross.
All that's left is ruin.
Thanks, Rasik. I appreciate it. But right, now let's talk about the other units that I know a lot of you guys are wondering about. Because how do I feel? So, Landy, Cerise, Sage Ball, I read those buffs. Everyone read those buffs. And we were all like, oh yeah, new RTA season is not going to be the same. When we saw all those buffs with Landy, with Cerise, with Sage Ball, with LQC, we all knew they were going to be meta units. With these new buffs, I don't know. The only one I can say that will definitely be meta is Viseria. I think Viseria is going to be really good for cleave and for anti-tank busting. Because usually against tank teams, you have to bring like multiple strippers. Like Basara usually wasn't enough. Because if you just pick Basara, they just ban it, right? But now with Viseria, that's spicy. Her having 100%, I think she's the one that got the biggest buffs, for sure. So Viseria will definitely see play. The immortality is huge. It makes it so she's guaranteed the S3 too. And she gets a follow-up if they don't get to her. If you give her Guiding Light, Guiding Light, that artifact that's really powerful, that makes any ranger an Akali. Makes her really toxic to take out. She can do a lot of damage in the time that she's alive. So I'm curious to see what people will do. And Viseria is going to be really, really good. Oh, Splash. Yeah, so let's get to that one. So Viseria is there. For these new ones, when I see Cowrick and when I see Specimen Says, I don't think OP. To be completely honest with you. I look at them and I think really cool, not OP. Cowrick has the potential to be really good though. Why Cowrick? I'll talk about Cowrick then Specimen Says. Cowrick, of the two, I think Cowrick has the most meta relevance between Specimen Says and Cowrick. Because Cowrick has pretty good base HP. He has like, what was the base speed that he had? Like 119? He has 119, which is faster than Falconeer Clary, faster than F10A, faster than Faithless Lidica, faster than all these other units, right? And he's a mage. What's really cool is he has multiple ways to open now. Because it's weird that they gave him the stealth on the S3. I would have loved to see the stealth on Cowrick be on the S2. But being on the S3 makes it, but also giving him the silent makes it so if you're taking him to speed contest, or if you're taking it against a team that doesn't have immunity set, you can actually do a lot of damage. You can actually like ruin someone's day. Because the AoE silence it's essentially a turn gone, right? Or if you pair a slightly slower but more damaged Cowrick with like an FCC and an F10A, now not only can you set up your S2 speed buff and attack buff with Cowrick, since you're locking them down with F10A, you can also follow up the turn afterwards. Once they're clearing all the debuffs that F10A put, you can use Cowrick's S3 to just destroy everything. The other thing is with F10A, you can also use the S2 to counter the Falconeer Cluries that counter F10A, right? If you decide to go for a faster one. So instead of opening with F10A, you open with a Cowrick S2, you hit the Falconeer Clury, then you go F10A, you provoke the whole team, you get your turn, you S3 them, you silence, they're locked down, they're done. You're doing way too much damage to them, right? So there's some really cool teams I can think of for Cowrick, right? Whether you make him stupid fast, like 290 plus, or if you decide to go for more damage one, where he kind of sits in the back and lets someone else open for him. He sets up early and then gets a turn afterwards. I think he has a lot of versatility. A lot of versatility that I think will be a really cool counter pick. I definitely want to build mine because he looks really dope and really, really fun. So probably as a Falconeer Clury counter, because Falconeer Clury is everywhere. So it'd be a pretty good one. All right, now on to Specimen Says. So this is the one that everyone is asking. Specimen Says, the buffs look fun. They don't look like OP, which is fine. The Specimen Says buffs look really fun though. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, it looks really freaking fun. And I kind of want to try this. As much as I hate on Arena, it does let you have like the perfect scenarios where you can get the perfect teams. And I could see a lot of teams with the new Specimen Says. With the S3 on cooldown, when it's not on cooldown, getting the opportunity to S1. Dude, there is so many teams I can think of that would just be so freaking fun with Specimen Says, right? So Specimen Says wasn't bad per se. He's never been bad. He's just always been very team specific. That is still the case. There's just more teams you can use him in now. He's always been the type of unit where like you need a team built around him for him to do his job. And he does do his job really well. And the S2 buff is amazing. Being able to stun, that makes him a lot better as a control unit. The counter thing, I think is cool. It's unique. Definitely nice to have. and definitely can combo in some control teams really well, right? Whether you build the counter set or just speed. I am still debating whether I want to do the counter set or the speed set, spec, because I think speed set has the more potential build. Because I can just imagine, I keep bringing F10A up, but that's how strong she is. F10A with Specimen Says just sounds like a really good combo right now. Because now you do F10A, you lock them down, they're forced to attack units that are not Specimen Says. Specimen Says attacks them, stuns them, and if he's fast enough, can come in and kill them over and over and over again, and then you just win the fight, like turn 2. Right, so I think that could be really cool, right? And that's a team I really want to play with once Specimen Says come out, which I believe is next week. So I will definitely be doing that on stream if I do end up doing it. I do have a Specimen Says, and I do have my F10A, which I am in the process of building. So I will definitely try that out. It sounds really fun. F10A into Specimen Says. The buff, again, it's nice. It gives him more teams. Is he going to make Specimen Says broken meta relevant? No. Is he going to make him better? Absolutely. The S2 being able to stun with more opportunity is really, really strong. Like, that is really, really good. It's nice, right? And then the S1, again, really, really nice. Also, this anti-cleat team is pretty spicy. He put 2 speed imprints with the Vildred and with the Rusid. That's 2 speed imprints. He most likely wasn't outspeeding that team. Pretty spicy, actually. But alright, let me the other 2. But yeah, it's cool. Specimen Says is cool. I think he's fun. I don't think he's gonna be meta, but I think he'll be fun. So if you're expecting to get your Specimen Says and use him everywhere, no. Can you have a lot of fun with Specimen Says? Yes. The amount of teams I can think of off the top of my head is just crazy. Like the things you can do. Like with CC teams, you can even do regular CC teams. You can do like any control team. Specimen Says is gonna do good now. So I'm pretty excited with it. As far as haste and the other, there was one other one besides haste. Oh yeah, Silk. Silk's not gonna do anything. Silk buff is absolutely not doing anything. No offense to Silk or anything, but I just don't see Silk doing anything anytime soon. Silk really not gonna be doing anything. I love you too, Rasik. Love you too, broski. I love all my viewers. But let me see. Booster Spec will be good. Booster Spec will be pretty cool. Oh, there. Oh yeah, Spec with counter and RTA sounds fun. Like if you did a Brewster Spec on like a very tanky team on counter set, that just sounds really annoying to deal with. Because every time he hits you, he gains CR push, right? So could be really cool. Could be really fun, right? But immunity is very prevalent. And again, another unit that Last Rider Crawl kind of just stomps on. Because we all know Last Rider Crawl has to do everything. You know, that immunity buff is crazy good. As far as haste, it's just really sad. We've been wanting a haste buff for a very long time. We've been wanting to get a haste buff, and the buff was just kind of like a slap in the face. Like, it just didn't feel like a buff. Now, I do want to... This is going to go into another side conversation. Let me drink some water because I'm about to go into another side conversation. So, go with slow DPS alley. What other 3-star units would go good with a slow DPS? I have no idea what a full 3-star team would do. He only gains CR if he stuns you, yeah. That's why it's like, Last Rider Crawl and immunity setters kind of mess him up. That's the big reason why I don't think he'll be meta, is because he still needs setup, and he's still taking the slot of someone else. But he'll definitely be a fun option. I definitely think he's going to be like, he's not bad. He's never been bad. He's just always been specific. And most people usually know how to like counter the build, the teams. But okay, so what I say by haste, even though it's a slap in the face because it was like not really a buff, why it's kind of okay, but it's not. So why it's not okay is because the content that they made him good in. Okay, let's go for the okay. It's okay to just have PvE unit only. Not every unit has to be RTA meta unit. Not every unit has to be OP. Like Specimen Says, doesn't need to be OP. He's fun. That's all he needs to be. That's cool. You can still get some really cool wins. Will still be used. That's fine. Units that only do PvE stuff, that's completely fine as well. You can have just PvE stuff and be fine, right? It's okay to just have PvE units. Luluka is a really good example of this. Luluka is just there, right? She's just PvE, but she's a god at PvE. That's fine. Haste, on the other hand, is only good really, for one-shot Wyvern, and even then, it's not really, right? He's not that good for one-shot Wyvern. It's better to just use, like, Singelica and Golem. That's what they made him. They made Haste a Golem unit. And the thing about it is, no one does Golem. If you did a survey on how many Golems you farmed, I'm pretty sure I've done less than 200 Golems. 200 Golem runs. I would almost argue I've done less than 100 Golem runs. That's how little I run Golem. Because Golem is so unnecessary to this game. Golem could be deleted, and you'd still get health, attacks, and attack sets and defense sets from World Boss. And usually I get my gear from World Boss. I don't go to Golem to do it. And then I get the Reforged materials. I get them from the expedition when it comes back. Like, Golem is so unnecessary.
Don't be scared.
It's just sad, dude. Like, Golem is actually so sad. It's no one farms Golem. Don't farm Golem. If you're a new player, don't farm Golem. Don't farm Golem. Just farm Wyvern. Wyvern's the only thing you need to care about. You can play this game and only play Wyvern, and you will get very far in this game by just farming Wyvern. Because you don't really need immunity if you're never getting outsped, right? So it's like, why immunity when you can just outspeed them every time, right? You know, like, big brain time. I'm just kidding. You still need immunity set. But Golem is actually, like, it's stupid, right? So, like, that haste buff, it's literally like they buffed haste for content that he's never going to get to, like, no one does. Same thing with Kemina Rose, the new SC, the Fire SC. They made her a Golem unit. Why? We don't need Golem units. We did not need Golem units. Golem's already, like, free. Golem's already never played. Champ C already solos Golem. Why do we need to put freaking Golem units? That just doesn't make sense to me. Why do we need Golem units? There's zero purpose for Golem units right now. Like, it's just, why? And hey, what's up, Matthew? I got all my Reforged match from the expeditions. Honestly, I don't know, Shin, but I just know that if they keep putting Golem units, they put 2, and if they don't do anything for Golem, maybe it's for Golem 14. Maybe it's gonna be, all right, we'll go with another side note. Let me finish on the units, but I'm gonna go on a side story on what I think Hunt 14 is gonna be. It's my big brain. It's like, Smilegate should hire me, bro. I got so many good ideas for Smilegate. It's my next big brain for the Hunt 14. And I'll tell you guys what it is, and then maybe that's why they're doing this for the Golem, and it'll make more sense. Golem 14. But, yeah. Oh, yeah, Kawasu also. Yeah. More Golem units. Like, there's no reason for that, dude. There's no reason for Golem. Yeah. It's like, dude. It's not great for Haze, and not great for SC Cameros. It's okay. So what I want to say is, not every unit they release has to be meta. Not every unit they release has to be OP in RTA. Not every unit they release has to be, like, godlike. You can just have PvE units. You can just have fun units. They have some really cool fun units that people, like Yuna, still perfectly fine unit. I don't think she needed the buff, but it's nice, right? I did lose to a counter Yuna, by the way. Like, it was a legend level player that used counter Yuna, and I got absolutely destroyed by it. So, like, it's a fun unit that can still work in the right team, right? So it's like, not every unit has to be, like, meta OP. Not every unit has to be for PvP. You can have non-PvP units and be completely fine. Like, I know a lot of people keep saying buff Luna, but Luna is still not a terrible unit. You can actually use her for Wyvern. You can use her for the Fire Expedition, which is where I use mine. You can still use her for Jubilee Court, and she does completely fine, right? So there's still content she works in. So as much as, like even with Luna, I think it's fine. It reminded me because I just saw the Dark Duo is using her in PvP, right? Why is no one farming KD, Sion? I made a whole video about it. Essentially, why? It's not because the sets are bad. It's because it's just 11. There's not a 13. It's a waste of energy. If you're farming the new Hunt, it's because you have too much energy. So it's like, you shouldn't be farming the new KD Hunt. It's very bad energy economy. If you're farming it, you have very bad energy economy. If you're farming 11, because you're not getting as many Reforged mats, you're getting a bunch of level 70s, you're getting less gold per run, you're using more energy per gold, you're getting less mystics, you're getting everything across the board just worse. Yeah, you don't need to. No. Yeah, Luna's not worth the limited. I will say that for a limited unit, it's a little lackluster. But she had her time. Like Luna did have her time. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's tough. It is tough. I will say that much. Not limited worth it. She used to be, but her time has gone past. Right? If she was a normal unit, it'd be fine. Yeah, I mean, there's still really fun builds. But yeah, don't farm Katie's Hunt 11. Right. Here's my thought. All right. So we're gonna table the character discussion. We're gonna go back to it in a second. But all right, Hunt 14. Hear me out. Y'all can tell me I'm capping. Y'all can tell me I'm going crazy. But you guys know they're gonna do Hunt 14. Here's my idea. I think they should up the reforge mats to drop 5 and drop more. You know, it's a Hunt 14. But what's gonna be the special drop? It's that every time you clear, you get like wyvern essences or golem essences, and you can feed these essences to your heroes, kind of like another XP bar, like a essence bar that you can level up, and it's gonna be like they get an aura around them, and you can like feed them the energy that you get from the hunts, and after like 100 runs, you get like X amount of that bar filled for that unit. And if let's say you do golem and you feed it golem essences, that will give HP to your hero, right? Or you can farm wyvern essences, that'll give attack. Banshee would give defense, and so on and so forth, right? So you can give them this essences, you can mix and match, and let's say each run drops 1 essence, and each hero can take up to 100 essences. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Wouldn't that like I know this sounds like super like out there, but wouldn't that be really cool, bro? Like, wouldn't it be cool to like every time you do the hunt, you get an essence, and you can feed that essence and give a certain a small stat boost to your unit. You know, like, and you can mix and you can pick what stat you want to go in which unit. So then we can start having like Bruiser units that normally wouldn't be able to be Bruiser. You give them golden essences, and then you boost their base HP or something, or you boost their HP that way, right? So then that way it's like this unit that's not normally a tank, you can give them this essence, and now you can like kind of lean them towards a tankier build. I don't know, dude. Yeah, kind of like Eevee, kind of like 7-star, yeah, but not really. Like an extra imprint, yeah. Yeah, almost like an imprint. Like you're giving them imprints essentially. Is that too out there? Is that just too out there? I'm just wondering. Is that something that would be too crazy and too power creep, or just it'll be cool, right? Or the other thing they could do, and this is what I would really want them to do, is make a hero that has different paths, kind of like Summoner's War. I know I'm bringing this back up, but Summoner's War has such a good game design. Summoner's War has like a homunculi that you can build your own homunculi, and it has like a skill tree. You can pick different skills, and then you can feed it these essences. So you essentially get a hero that you basically build up with these essences. That would also be pretty cool, right? Oh no, I wouldn't include speed. The Sharp Claw, I would not include speed. If they did speed, that would be disgusting. They should just do like HP, defense, attack, and then effectiveness and FRES, right? There's 5 hunts, just do those stats. Don't hit critical hit rate, don't hit critical damage. It sounds fun, right? And it sounds like an extra layer of investment. And it just gives you the only problem with that, and this is one of the things that I know people will say it's a problem. Whenever you have something like I-90, and this is a problem with I-90 as well. Whenever you have something like I-90, whenever you have something like things like that, it does add more time gate progression to your game, right? The only thing that I like about this system is that you're guaranteed the drops, you're guaranteed the stat increases, there's no RNG to it. It's just getting it done and giving it to them, right? So that's what I think would be cool, because like people complain about gear because gear is very RNG, but if you have something like, I don't want them to add like an I-95, right? Like more reforged mats. That sounds like that. I wouldn't like that. But something like that everyone gets guaranteed would be kind of cool. So I think it's a cool idea. Do I think they're gonna buff Golem sets since they made Cameros and Haste a Golem? I really hope they do, dude. The other thing is, like, I don't know if y'all know this, but I think Golem. Wait, let me think before I say this. No, the new hunt is only 3 sets, because Wyvern drops 4 sets, right? And Banshee drops 4 sets? Or do they only all drop 3 sets?
I'll do everything.
Speed, crit. Oh no, they only always drop 3 sets. But yeah, I think the golems need a big buff. Like the golem equips are probably the worst equips in the game. Like health, defense. Because the thing about it is, when you're putting a health set or a defense set or a... I can't even remember what the other set it drops is. Oh, attack set. When you do health or defense, you're missing out on crit rate or immunity, which is huge. When you're putting attack set, you're missing out on speed set or critical hit damage set. Yeah, attack set. 100 is pretty slow. Yeah. That's true too. It could break the balance. I don't know how they'll do it. I just think it'd be fun. Honestly, dude, the low rolls should never be in this game. The amount of good gear I've had to throw away that like started like I've gotten gears that have perfect substats, and it quadra rolled into speed. I have one piece on my A collie right now that's actually like that. That a quadra rolled speed. Think about that. A quadra roll on speed. You get a quadra roll on speed, but the piece is still only plus 14 because it all low rolled. It's just so stupid, dude. It's just, I hate it, bro. I hate it. It's just so annoying, dude. I just hate how they, like, low rolls are actually the bane of my existence. Because it just ruins gear that would have been good and other stuff. And hey, bro, thanks for dropping by. I've been watching the fights. It's been pretty spicy. Y'all have some spicy ones. But yeah, dude. That's what some of the players just farm. Dude, that's me. I've never farmed golem in my life. Like I told y'all. The only time I farmed golem was for a video because I needed to build stupid Melissa. Right? Because I wanted to build a high attack Melissa for a video. Right? That's the only reason I farmed golem was for Melissa. That is the only reason I've ever farmed golem. Was for one unit for a singular video. That's it. That's the only ever time I've ever done it. All the other times are Banshee or Wyvern, and more recently started doing more Asimicon as well. I started doing Asimicon because I need to get some of the pieces. So going off of the hunts, really quickly, kind of just talking about the Katie's hunt. I actually like the sets. Once they come out with the 13, I do want to get the penetration set. The defense penetration set is really strong. Like, really, really strong. Yeah, there's also free attack gear in Chapter 2. Yeah, like, you'll never have to do Wyvern. They also gave, like, every time they gave those free sets at the beginning, it was all, like, all attack sets, right? So I have, like, 2 full free-to-play attack sets that they gave out at the beginning of the game. When you're a beginner player, they also just give you attack set. They give you no reason to farm Golem. There is 0 reason to farm Golem. World Boss drops pretty good Golem gear. Hey, what's up, Benjamin? But yeah, it's just the Katie's hunt. I like the sets, but it's not worth it doing it if it's not 13. Once I can get defense penetration set, dude, a collie defense pen set. Oh my god, that sounds like the dream. Ryla defense pen set. Actually, I wouldn't do Ryla defense pen. I need him on immunity. Luna sounds really fun on defense pen set. Apocalypse Ravi. That's the one I really want defense pen set. So it's pretty spicy. I think defense and HP sets need a little bit more. Oh, Cdom. Yeah, dude, Cdom with defense pen. That's disgusting. I don't want Cdom getting buffed, bro. Cleve is pretty good right now. Cleve is fine. Cleve doesn't need the buff. But yes. Ooh, Ammo Ken sounds spicy too. Dude, that sounds pretty spicy actually. Defense pen, Ammo Ken. That's so much more damage. The thing about it is they don't need the other sets. That's a big thing. Nah, they're not going to do it. I do think that what they should do is either buff... No, not even buff this. Because the thing about it, it's like... How much does a HP set give you? Do y'all know off the top of your head? I can't check right now because I'm hosting the room. Off the top of your head, how much does a defense set give you in an HP set? How much HP? It's 15%, right? It's 15%? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure HP and defense only give you 15%. It might be less, actually. 15. Yeah. So defense and HP sets only give you 15%. Critical hit set gives you 12, right? I'm pretty sure it gives you 12. Or is it 10? It's 12, right? Critical hit crit set. I'm just trying to let you guys know why even like at base it's terrible. What's up, Tab? Oh, the game's name is Epic 7.
Please let me through.
No, for crit set. The 2 crit set is 12. But the reason why I'm saying this is because crit set is also just stronger. Because if you think about it in terms of gear rolls, if you just think about it in terms of gear rolls, to get 12th crit, that means you had to have had 2.5. Yeah, it's 12%. It's called Epic 7. Let me type it. So you need 2.5 gear rolls to get 12% crit. You only need less than 2 perfect rolls to get 15% HP and defense. So just at the base set for max min optimization, crit set just gives you more. That's why CSET Bologna uses all crit set and not HP and defense set. Because even then, 12% crit for like SSB, it's better for gear optimization. Because 15% is less than 2 rolls, whereas 12% crit is at least 2 max rolls and a little bit more. Going back to recent stream and Bruiser teams, if you have no speed, no ammo, Canberra, FCC, what are some in general Bruiser teams with none of that stuff? Okay, let me try to finish my thought because I'm going to forget it and then I'll get to your question, TC. Thinking about it, it's just gear optimization, TLDR, gear optimization, crit rate is better, health and defense, it's just terrible, right? It's like you will never use health and they're just bad compared to all the other sets. It's just sad. And good night. Thanks for coming by. But TC, going back to what you said, Bruiser teams, if you have no speed, normal crawl, you have FCC? If you have FCC, what you can start doing is, so the more popular control styles in RTA right now are going to be control and cleave. So if you have a Fallen Cecilia, if you're able to lock in that Fallen Cecilia early and they start going control, if you have units like Champion Serrato, Fighter Maya, Alencia, and a Tywin, or like slower, harder, heavy hitter units, you can actually build a team around those units with FCC as protection. Because if people overcommit to control and you have a good Bruiser team that can deal with that control and won't get controlled down, you can come back and they're usually pretty squishy and you can win the fight. So that's the big thing, TC. If you have no speed but you do have Fallen Cecilia, you want to get Fallen Cecilia as soon as possible. T-Surin is a really good unit. If you have T-Surin, you're set. FCC T-Surin, you need 0 speed. You just need like 200 speed on T-Surin is more than enough. Like a Lysil T-Surin. Even less, like 180 is more than enough. Lysil T-Surin with FCC is really good. Elaine is really good. Sage Ball is really good for cutting in. Champ C really good. F Maya really good. Doris, because you need to be able to sustain afterwards. So having units like Doris is really, really strong. I've seen people use General Purgis. I've seen people use Lilius, because Lilius also gives you that turn 2 advantage. So like if you pick SCC and Lilius, you get your double knight artifact as well as having a unit that can give you that S3 push and then help you control afterwards. So there you can actually still use Momo is really good as well. Yeah. So you don't, if you have FCC and you have no speed, you can still be competitive in the RTA meta. You can still reach Masters for sure, if not Champion. You just have to play your cards right. Some people like to use Rowana a lot as well. Seaside Bologna needs 0 speed. So if you have a protect the Seaside team with like a Ruella Light or something like that, that can also still work. So it just depends on what units you have. I'd have to see your unit roster for me to know what you're doing, because I have no idea what's the best for you. And there's several options, right? Especially if you have an FCC, that's really, really nice. But yeah, that's to answer your question. That's the big one. There's a lot of different things you want to do, but essentially Ross is really, yeah. You essentially what you want to do is want to make sure you have your 2 knights to get the double protection, have counter picks to control, have counter picks to I think they fought one time, so they get the rerun. Have counter picks to control, have counter picks to cleave, because you need to be able to counter cleave as well. And then just have good heavy hitters that can survive, like Champ C, Seaside Bologna, Tempest Surin, RB, even Rylet as well. Rylet can easily fit in that team. Yeah, like any T certain works, and you don't need her necessarily in speed. But all right, so as far as the game discussion, if you have Omicron, I can talk about Omicron in a second. But as far as the game discussion wise, aspect of this stream, that part is over. I'm gonna stay a little bit longer to answer questions, and I am gonna fight a little bit in RTA because I'm starting to itch a little bit. When I see RTA for too long and I don't get to fight in the RTA matches, I start getting a little bit itchy. You know, I start being like, I gotta fight. So I might fight a couple of y'all. Stick around and answer questions. But that ends the discussion portion of this video. Everything else from here will just be answering questions and going off on tangents like I normally do. But that's like the things I had planned to talk about. Yeah, control cleave is really hard to deal with. As of right now, it's really hard to deal with. Yeah, you typically want that and it should work pretty well. Rana works really well, surprising. General Perkins is actually like really freaking good. General Perkins is actually becoming a meta unit. Like he used to be good. He's always been good. But General Perkins is starting to become an OP unit. There's this one guy in Legend. I think it was like Sam Jurado, who I think is another streamer. Dude, he was using this team that just messed me up, bro. What he was using was a Elena, General Perkins, Fallen Cecilia, SSB. And then like the other pick was like Arby or something. And it was like his G-Perk was doing so much freaking damage. And like his other units were doing so much damage as well. Penshui also is a full bruiser player. Penshui uses like a Tywin, Emilcraw. It's pretty disgusting what he can actually do. Dude, I love RTA too much. I'm gonna fight you guys a couple of times up here in a second. Champion, yeah, that's pretty good. You can get pretty far with all that stuff. G Pergus is great right now, and the build that people are going for is crit damage General Pergus. Believe it or not, critical hit damage General Pergus is crazy. Oh yeah, Shuffles. Shuffles is also a really good cleave player. He uses like Ross, FCC, CC, Landy, Diani, and what other unit does he use all the time? F Maya he uses a couple times. Momo, Doris. He doesn't use any of like the big meta units. He uses like the off meta tanks actually. Besides FCC of course. Oh, Alencia. He uses Alencia all the time, dude. He plays those tanky teams and it's just like it's a massive wall and he has ways to deal with control. I think he prevents F10 now. Yeah, he plays Chu as well. Yeah. I know Alencia is the big one. It's pretty spicy. So yeah, TC, to answer your question, there's a lot of really good units, dude, that you don't have to build full speed. While yes, aggro teams are really good, good bruiser teams are just as good. Because if you think about it, an aggro team needs to kill you to win, right? And because people aren't playing bruiser, it actually, it's one of those things that's like, if everyone was playing tanks, then tanks wouldn't be that good because of frenzy. But because everyone's playing control, cleave, and aggro, tank teams ironically are really good again. Like it's weird for me to say that, but I've won a couple of times with just tank teams. But alright, I'm gonna do gauntlet style. I'm coming in. I'm putting myself in. I wanna beat y'all. I'm gonna clear this list and then I'm gonna go sleep. So I'm gonna clear up to GIQ. I'm gonna fight everyone and then I'm gonna go because I'm starting to get tired and I need my sleep. I don't have a T-Seren, but if I had one, I would definitely do Lifesteal. I think Lifesteal one has the highest potential. I'm the same, Misu. I don't know how to use CC, but Shuffles does Alencia, CC, FCC, and it just works. Yeah, dude. Shuffles inspired me to make a good Alencia, but Alencia's good for a reason, right? She's always been good. I forgot completely where you guys were running, so I'm just gonna do this. Oh, your psychodrama? I'll see you afterwards, bro, when I fight you. Also, you don't have to like do all the super chats, bro. I do appreciate it though. I really do appreciate the super chats. But I'll read your comments whether or not you super chatted. But I do appreciate it, bro. Alright. Ooh, am I getting cleaved? Alright, let's actually let me pick her first.
I will protect my people.
But yeah. Oh man. Alright, time to get into my RTA mood. Bro, I've been malding a lot recently. I keep getting like legend rank 70, and then I'll stop, and then I'll be like, let me play one more, and then I'll drop 100 ranks, and then I'm like, I should have just stayed where I was and chilled. Wait, Darku, do you want me to go hard or not? Because I feel like if I pick my Akali, it's gonna be really hard for you. I kind of want to see what your units can do. So I'm gonna test out a couple of new units. I'm gonna put my Hufin in there, because why not? But picking Tomoka this early is really dangerous, by the way. In case you're wondering, this is very, very dangerous to do, because I can just pick Cerise and Akali, and then now you have a dead Tamano Luluka. It's a dead pick. Let's go Crawl. I don't play a lot of Crawl.
Shall I have a go?
I am bullying. I didn't know at first, but then I was like, oh wait, he perfect Tomoka, and I was like, let me go for something not as spicy. But then I already picked Sage Ball. My Sage Ball can probably solo most of this team. I know you have a fast record more, but ooh, there's the RV. Should I pick Emo Haste? Yeah, let's pick Emo Haste. I don't want to give you just a free match, but I won't go full try hard mode. It's time to bully. Yeah, it's bully time. It's time for Shadow Ringer to come in. Alright, if you one-shot any of my units, I'll be very surprised. I'll be very impressed with the Tamara Luluka if you're able to kill any one of my units. Like, super impressed. Because, like, it's technically Double Knight Artifact. Because I have the Aureas on the Crawl and I have the Adamant Shield. Alright, now we can put the music, actually. So let me put some music in the background. Let me know if the music is too loud, since I've never tried it playing from my computer. Or if there's, like, echo or something like that, too. Just let me know. Alright. Let's see if Sage Ball pops off or not. Nice. Good job, Sage Ball. Bro, Sage Ball just does too much, dude. Sage Ball actually just does too much. It's hard to deal with a good Sage Ball. I forgot Requiem were actually defense breaks. And I do have to use the dunk here to get rid of your Tomoka. Alright. Oh yeah, I was putting music. Let me hold up. Let me put the music. Alright, let me know if the music is too loud at any point. Okay. Just let me know if the music gets too loud, or if you can even hear the music at all. And if you can hear the unit quotes. Because I usually leave the unit quotes on. So just let me know if it gets too loud or something. Dude, the burns do so much. Oh, I love Sage Ball. But alright. Oh man, sorry y'all. I'm starting to get a little tired, but I do want to fight y'all. Because I've been itching for fights in RTA. Dang, that's a lot of bleeds. But yeah, let me see. Alright, last one. There we go. Oh, dude, I've been playing way too much RTA. My Yufin is a 4,080 attack now. I can show my units after this. If you're, oh yeah, before I continue on, if you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe, join the Discord server, all that good stuff. It really does help the channel out a lot, especially the subscribe button. It just really does help a lot, and it helps me feel happy about it and continue doing this, because I do it to talk to you guys. So that's the big thing. But yeah, if you're new here, I'll also show my units at the end of this, so you guys can see what I use and what I do, right? But yeah, Thank you all for coming. But yeah, I'm still gonna be here for a little bit longer. And good night, Millie. Thanks for dropping by. But let's see what you guys got for me. That was pretty good. No, yeah, that was really good damage on the little bit. I was impressed by the damage. All right. I need to start banning RB because I said I was gonna start banning RB. Fun fact: I do not own an RB, so I appreciate that you banned it as well. Because I hate RB. Let me think. Yeah, let's just pick Cerise. I forgot what you played, but I remember you played Cleave, so I'm just autopiling it my first picks. But usually when I see an RB ban, and I'm gonna discuss this later on. When you see an RB ban, that usually means they're playing Control or they're playing Cleave. Very, very few times when they ban RB are they playing something else that's not Control based or not Cleave based. Crit damage. That's really good. That's a really good little bit. What's the HP? Oof, Tempest Surin. Do I want a Luxac? Do I feel like Luxacking? Yeah, let's try Luxacking. Oh, let me think. I know I'm banning your Athletic. I'm banning your Oxlots, so I can probably go this. Counter or speed? Speed. Speed on Maya. Oh, Chocolate Maya. Sorry, I misread that completely. That's a hard one, actually. Maya doesn't really need speed. Counter set is really nice for her because it makes it really scary for people to go against her. Alright, let me see. It does make it really scary for people to go against her, though. So I would probably, if I had one, I would go counter set on my Maya. Oh, what? How did I outspeed you? Top initiators? Like, for cleave or for first picking? Tommy. Because that's a big difference. Like for cleaving or for opening for your team. I don't feel like actually using the S3, S2. I think that will be really good if you can actually get that, Adib. If you can actually get those stats, that's really, really good. Emma Armentia is good, but you need to have a specific team on her. You need to have a stripper or an F10. Oh, you need to have a stripper. Because people will have immunity on her. And you need to take first turn. Because if you don't take first turn with Mula Armentia, it's going to get really bad for you. Sorry, Don. I didn't know what your team looks scary, so I just went my auto counter cleave. Alright, this should be able to one shot. But yeah, MLR is pretty good. I actually wanted MLR for a very long time. Yes, FCC is too game changing, too not safe for her. FCC is so good. She's good in the arena, she's good in Guild Wars, she's good in RTA, she's good everywhere. She's been proven. So I would definitely do it. People are doing ammo counter aura with tanky, but it's not as popular right now. It's still speed. The people that are using ammo aura are using her with F10. That's the big thing. So everyone still freaking is F10, bro. F10 is everywhere. She became like the new everything. Everyone uses F10, dude. It's so annoying. I hate it. But yeah, counter aura is pretty good too. But it's just not as good because like Last Rider Crawl. Right? So there's a lot of immunity setters. Vivian can also do it. Immunity setters are so underrated, dude. Right now. Like, it just counters so many units in the game. That's why if F10 didn't have the strip, she would not be nearly as broken. Why with F10? Because F10 provokes down for you to take the turn. And you strip and put unable to be buffed. So even if they have an 8 tie win, they're not going to be able to do anything. So it makes it really hard for the opponent to come back, essentially. And you make her just slow enough that she goes after the enemy team.
For the future of Sidonia.
So That's why I've seen it with F10. Basar, usually it's like it used to be Basar and then her, but now it's F10 and MLR. And then maybe you'll put tanks or something. Like there's a lot of different teams you can do. Ooh, Jeeper. I can't tell if y'all are actually like sleeper RTA or if y'all are actually like really good at RTA. So it's like I'm having trouble. I'm gonna test something against you though. Because I don't do this enough. And I want to start seeing where I can actually use her. So you're going to be my guinea pig. For my Elena.
Are you doubting me?
And then... Let's see. I want to try this team. I know it's a kind of a toxic team. But I kind of want to see how this works. Because I saw someone do it and it looked pretty spicy. Oh yeah. FCC is so good. She's nothing to do with. Yeah. F10 just wins in one turn, dude. F10 just can legit win a fight in one turn. Ooh, OP Sig. I'll let that through.
Another meaningless fight.
This is a very hodgepodge team, and I know it's not gonna work, but it's pretty aggressive, so it might work. F Flurry or Riley, depending on what team you're using. If you're playing Control, you probably want to ban the I'll let the OP Sig through. I'll actually ban this. If you're playing Control, you actually want whatchamacallit? I lost my train of thought. Let me read it because I messed up. Oh yeah, if you're like, it depends who banning on F Flurry or Elmo Vildred. If you're playing Control, you typically want to ban Arbiter Vildred and outspeed the fucking Flurry. Depends on your rank, Mizu. If you're champion and like if you're trying to get to legend or like high champion, you need like if you play Bruiser, F Clary can really ruin your day if you're playing Bruiser. More than Arbiter Vildred can. But I would try to pick fucking Clary for yourself because that's usually the better option. But I would ban Clary if you're a Bruiser. Personally. Because you should be able to tank the Arbiter Vildred. If you can't tank the Arbiter Vildred, you need to relook your Bruiser team. Yeah. Pick Doris. You build Doris. Build Doris. That's all I'm going to say. Fucking Clary, you can't build a lot of units besides Lolius. That's the only thing that counters fucking Clary in a tank team is Lolius. But then for the whatchamacallit? For the I lost my train of thought. Hold up.
Look beyond the sky.
F Clary, you can only build Lilius, but for Arbiter Vildred, you can build just tank it out. You can build Doris, which is a free-to-play unit. You can do a lot more. You actually took me out of stealth, which makes me really sad. I feel like I have to kill this, actually. Or I lose the fight. Just in case. There we go. Cerise is really good against her. I'm gonna proc this just in case you kill. But yeah, dude, RB, good Bruiser teams should be able to tank an RB. Ideally, you want to pick RB in any team you're playing. There's no team that RB is bad in. There's no team that you should go like, oh, I don't want RB. Dang, your OP Sig actually melted me, dude. Oof. That's actually kind of scary. I think I actually lose now. I didn't bring enough damage. I have to do this now because you almost have your skills up. Hey, what's up, Soul Trunks? My top model is on the slower side. She's only at 238. Okay, we killed what we needed to kill. We're in good shape now. You have the OP Sig I want to build, like a fast OP Sig. If you had her on Guiding Light, dude, I would be done so. If this OP Sig was on Guiding Light, I would have lost. Because I would not have been able to hit her with anything. Like no top model, No,
Does not submit to threats.
I would have to be hitting the G-Perk right now. Can you imagine if I had to go on this G-Perk right now, dude? He would just get so many turns, I would just straight up lose the fight. How much hunt do I farm every day? It depends on how motivated I am. Yeah, you were very close, eh? That was really close. But it depends. It really does depend on what you are trying to... Like, if I'm motivated. Usually for hunts, I do like... On a good day, I'll do like 100 runs. On a really good day, I'll do like 200. On an average day, I do anywhere from like 10 to 20. I just do enough to clear my energy for the day. And then I just save the energy for later on. I know I'm not fighting all of y'all. I forgot who I said I was going to stop at. I think it was Psychodrama. Oh no, it was JQL, but I think they rejoined, but they were in front. So we're going at Cyro now. Alright, Cyro I know I need to go hard against, dude. I know I need to go hard against you. Because I see the border, I see that you're champion, so I know for a fact I can go hard against you. Alright, so let me stretch the muscles a little bit. Let me go full power. Oh, you're cleaving me, aren't you?
You want to try me?
Oh, you're probably cleaving.
I will protect my people.
How dare you pick a fight with me?
Misu, since you're in Challenger and Arena, 274 a Sid, you can probably pass with a 250. You can probably pass with a 250. Let's just put it that way. I'm trying to decide if when I speak. I know I can't beat your Crescent Moon Rin. Trying to decide when I want to pick though.
Be quiet.
This is a new draft I've been playing around with, but I don't know if it's the best one here. Because you do have that landy that I need to be able to reach.
Fortune will favor us.
But I'll still do this. You can enter the room, but I'm probably going to leave in a little bit. Is your last one going to be a Faithless Litica? I think I just got super debated. I think you actually caught me, Zyro. I think you caught me sleeping. Because like, you just got a speed imprint, and I have to ban your Crescent Moon Rin right now. So if you put an F Litica, I'm kind of screwed. I'm going to have to think of something.
I'm already.
Vivian? Oh, I'm okay with Vivian, actually. And I have to ban this, because this can actually outspeed me. Yeah, you can still enter, but it probably won't go all the way. Alright. We gotta protect the equality squad, so. I think I can one-shot your Vivian. Yeah. Pretty sure I can one-shot your Vivian. Holy crap! Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, wait.
Answer my call.
No matter who it is.
Wait, what? That's a 287 speed Cerise. I know you have a speed imprint. I know you have a 10 speed imprint with your Shuri. I know you have a 10 speed imprint, so it has to be a 270 Landy.
I will step on you.
Yo, I got dumpstered on. No wonder you banned Sage Ball. I will happily take this L. Holy crap.
I swear. A miracle will occur.
No, the Shuri has an imprint. Shuri gives speed imprint. Or Shuri gives a speed imprint. Dude, I'm actually just getting lapped. I actually can't move, dude. I actually got like deleted, dude. Do I even get a turn, dude?
How annoying. I will send you to the grave.
Like the thing about it is it didn't just outspeed me. It outsped me easily. Dude, that is so creative. And she does like good damage too. Like, that's nothing to laugh at. 5k on a stealthed unit? That's really freaking good. That means she has to be at least 270 speed to be able to speed contest with me. That's at least 270 speed, Landy. Because the Watcher is 10. And to speed contest, it's like 5%. So like it could be a little bit slower. It could have been a 265, and you just got really good RNG. But you would have had to had, oh, it's 281 plus 14. She's 281 starting. Plus 10, but yeah, that's 291, dude. What the? No. I have to run this back now, dude. Now that I know, I have to run. I'm not gonna ban the Landy, but I need to go against it again. I need to do this again. Nah, I'm shook, bro. I'm shook, bro. No. Run it back, bro. I need to see that again. I need that again in my life. Alright. We're gonna pick Cerise again. We're still gonna ban RV. We're gonna do the same thing. I'm assuming I'm coming in blind. I wanna try a different team against you. So I see the Sage Ball ban. I know instantly it's probably a cleave. Dude, that's so good. That is so good. I still can't believe you have such a fast Landy. Oh god, you're going roast now? Alright. Now we have to get a little bit more creative. The thing about it is it's also a self-push. Right? That's what's also really scary. Alright. Let's go for a slightly tankier option. I'll have to go G-Prig. Dang, no, if I didn't know it, I would not have gone G-Prig though. That's the thing. I wouldn't go G-Prig, so I'm not going to pick G-Prig yet. I want to see what I would do if I was going into this blind. I would probably pick Akali actually. I just want to see if I'm going blind against this guy in RTA. Would I even know would I even be able to beat him if I don't know what's coming? Oh god, dude, I'm not outspeeding anything this time. Dude, what the I actually don't know what to do against your draft. Wait, that's so good, dude. I'm actually like really impressed. I could go SSB. Like looking at this, I would probably, I don't even know what I would go in this scenario. Hope they didn't know I had 8th Island. I would probably have tried Seaside just because I would have assumed the Shuri was the one pushing. Or I would have tried to call out the pick and pick G-Prig. Let me try SSB. G-Prig's almost cheating. Because I know it's a Landy, I almost feel like it's cheating. I don't want to cheat. I'm going to see what happens. I would definitely pick like knowing this, I would probably just like pick G-Prig and be okay. I'm not outspeeding anything though. So Karen would have been pretty good here too. Yeah. Yeah, I should have picked Karen. I always forget Karen's a good option. Yeah, Karen right here would have been really good. Whoops. I forget about Karen. It's because I'm reworking my Karen. Sadly, the speed one's not working out for me anymore. Yeah, I would ban this. If I saw this Tim, I would ban this instantly. And I'm actually going to lose, though. That's so crazy, dude. You're going to one-shot the SSB. Karen would have been really OP. Yeah, I need to switch my Karen back to an immunity slow Karen. So I actually remember to use them more often against Cleave. Like, that's good damage, dude. And I'm pretty sure he one-shots this SSB. That's a double speed imprint right there. There's no way you outspeed that. That's the thing. Almost lived it. Feels bad. Dang, dude. I'm actually really impressed. This would catch so many people off guard. Like, there's no way I win this just with Ross and Cerise. Like, yes, these two units are really good together. Oh, he didn't get S3, thank God.
I'll protect you.
Like, there's no way for me to win this just with these two. I was closer, though. Yeah, but this top model should be able to kill here. I needed that. Oh, shoot, we actually lived. There's still no way I win this, though. We didn't stun.
This won't be an easy fight.
Dang, dude. I'm still shook. I'm still like in shock. I still can't believe I got outsped by Landy. The things I've seen today is too much. Wow. Bro, if I saw that on ladder, bro, I would just be like, damn. He deserved the win, dude. You deserve the win. That's crazy, dude. That's really good, Cyro. I'm really impressed, actually. I don't remember if you have an RB or not. But all I know is that is one spicy team. If I do say so myself. Oh God, you took away the anti win. I know you have a Sage as well, so.
Shall I test my knowledge? Alright, let's do this.
I believe it, bro. I would target ban your Landy after experiencing it. To be honest, yeah, like if I knew it and I just picked everything to counter your Landy, I could probably do okay. Like if I picked Kayron, Jeeper, Holiday Youthine, and like all these other crazy stuff, I could probably do it. But if it was like the first time I ever ran into you, I would just get deleted. And I would be pretty sad. Damn, Ink! I didn't know you had all these toxic units in your draft. I want to try actually fighting F10A the proper way. So I'm not actually going to ban your F10A. Because I need more F10A practice. I'm trying to decide what I want to ban though. If I do this. I probably still need another counter for F10A. Ooh, Seaside? Actually, that's not that bad. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that pick, actually.
Are you ready? I must be brave.
I really want to ban the FCC, but I think LQC is the better ban. He probably bans Rowana. Oh, he banned Champ C. That means we keep Rowana. But that means we don't have a lot of ways to cleanse these Divas. So we have to hope for the 50%. Yes and no. People have gotten really creative with how they counter. Because this is a 50-50. I have a 50% chance to straight up lose right here. You have to realize that. That's the problem with Holiday Youthine. Like, look, do I lose? 50-50. It's legit a 50-50. Does she dodge? She dodges, which means she's going to do her job. Wait, she didn't dodge? Wait. I'm confused now. Wait, she dodged. Is it a... I am so confused, dude. She dodged, right? It was a miss. That means it has to be Lela Violin. But Lela doesn't make sense. Oh, it was a miss on Rowana. Everything makes sense now. I definitely thought it was the middle one though, dude. Wait, I kind of want to go back and see what happened. Yeah, now I lose to the seaside. Wow, I thought it was all the U feed. But do you see what I mean? It's like, if I dodge there, I win the game. And it shouldn't come down to that, you know? Like, it shouldn't come down... You should never trust a 50-50 to win your fight. He's gonna provoke here. I can't... I have to do this, hold up. Oh boy, this is gonna be really close. Alright, I need to kill this F10A. I've never needed Sage Ball to kill as bad as I do now. No, he's too beefy. Feels bad. That's too beefy, dude. I can't kill it. There's very little hope, but there is hope. As long as Rowana is on the board, I have hope. It's not great, but it is doable. Yeah, it's tough. Oh, sorry, I needed a stretch. Ink, you got a way toxier draft than I remember. Because I'm going to get a lot of turn advantage with Holiday Youthing. And I am going to get quite a few burns. Dude, how do you hate this meta? You have all these broken knight units. Damn, I got destroyed. Yeah, it legit came down to did Holiday Youthing miss or not. It is F10 meta. Because it's tough. Because if my Holiday Youthing dodged, I got no debuffs at the beginning. I would still have Raws. I would have everyone would be cleared right now. And I would be able to have set up immunity for the ATI win. It's a pretty toxic team, dude. It's a really toxic team. It's a good team though. Yeah, that is what Ink Use is probably one of the most meta teams you can play right now. Like, no lie, that is one of the most OP teams. If you have an Arbiter Builder in there, oh yeah, GG, dude. Ink, you actually have the best meta team. I didn't know you had all that. Why do you hate the meta? Dude, that's crazy. That's a lot of damage. I needed if the Sage Ball had killed. The only thing is I couldn't get any poke damage because of the Taiwan was cleansing the burn. Seaside has the 30% passive to the front. Thanks for coming back, Dark. Flan? Dude, it's all F10A now, dude. Everything is F10A now, dude. It's legit like, can you draft against F10A, yes or no? Did you get the 15% against F10A, yes or no? Oh god. I have to do this just because I don't want you getting these two. But yeah, that's why I actually started betting F10A. I didn't know you had it. I'm still trying to see if I can beat F10As, and most of the time it's usually a no. I'm trying to decide how toxic I'm feeling. I actually, so okay, y'all didn't know this, like, top players talk a lot, right? And I have asked a couple of the other top players, what do y'all do? What the frick? Interesting. I've asked a lot of the top players, what do you guys do against F10A, right? And you guys want to know what most of them told me? They're like, Champ C, F Maya, and pray. That's literally what they told me. Or F Maya and pray. Or Ray and pray. Here, no. Karen would get deleted here. Like, Karen doesn't do anything against this. That's the problem. I could have banned this, put Karen here, but my Karen's not on immunity, so I can't actually do that. But yeah, Karen would have been good here. Yeah, Soul Trucks. Karen still has a place, but as I'm saying, Karen is getting a rework right now, because I need my Karen to be on immunity, and my Karen is not currently on immunity. Also, I messed up the spacing. Alright, his top model Luluka has to one-shot. I'm pretty sure he gets the one-shot, actually. Yeah, I need mine to be full DPS. And I'll get there eventually. This is a tanky Tomoka, though. I wonder if it'll actually kill. Through Adamant Shield? She does have elemental advantage, though. Nope. Yeah, it's actually the preferred build for a lot of players. Control is when you play a team that puts so many debuffs in the opponent that they don't get to move as often. That's control. On the other hand, you have whatchamacallit? Brewster is when you play units that are tanky but still do damage. That's Brewster. But yeah, I think Karen with immunity is pretty good, to say the least. You guys want to know what's toxic? Even if he kills my Ruella Light, I can just bring it back with Akali. Yeah, this is a double revive team. He needed to kill with the top model Luluka, but he didn't. And he's not gonna kill this easily. He probably realizes he needs to, though. Even Champ C is not enough, dude, for RTA. For Guild Wars, it's really good. I almost want to do this just to reveal. Yeah, I think I need to. I hate to do it this early, but I have to reveal that that top model Luca. Ro already served her purpose, so she doesn't need to stay alive anymore. Dang, this last ever cross is about to finish our Stene off.
Step back. Flies.
Can we provoke? Even better.
I'm sure fortune will be on our side today as well.
Alright, that's GG. That was close. But yeah, Champ C is really good right now for Guild Wars and for Arena. Yeah, Champ C is still really, really strong. How would I beat my team? RB, T. I bet RB, but T. Cern would have beat my team. If he had killed the 8 Tywin, he would have won. Because Top Mono Luca puts Extinction up, right? Dude, it's Champ C is actually one of the better teams. But yeah, my team's not that strong to actually beat. It's a good counter draft. Like right now, it's like if you want to know what like the meta is right now for playing and stuff like that, it's just like someone is going to pick F10 aim and the other player has to find ways to deal with the F10 aim. That's literally what drafts come down to right now. It's legit like have an answer to RB and F10A and you're probably okay for the most part. That's and if you don't have one, then just pre-ban it. I usually just pre-ban and that's what I use when I'm trying to climb. Like if I'm actually like super tryharding, I would do this. But I was trying out to see if Champ C worked. And Champ C by himself doesn't work. They just pick LQC almost every single freaking time, dude. So like I would do something like this and then they don't get F10A and now I have answers to RB. So it just makes life a lot easier. And usually when they first pick Cerise, I either think cleave or control. And usually I assume it's both. So I usually pick Sage Ball and a Tywin. Since I don't have it, I'm actually going to pick Ross.
If I must fight,
Yeah, dude. 265 is more than enough, dude. How do you even use T-Cern when you don't have an FCC? T-Cern's just good overall right now because there's so much control. You don't actually need... don't actually need it. Okay, I'm trying to think. Do I want to ban the... I want to try new units out, so I'm going to do it. I'm not trying to try hard right now. I want to try new things out. So I want to try this.
I'll show you what a genius.
I want to try this. And I'm going to early pick SSB.
Show you what I've got.
Just because I don't want you taking her. Because I want to take something else afterwards. SSB is also pretty good right now. So having a Roana actually helps a lot. Ooh. Now that I think about it, Roana there's not great for me. I probably just ban Roana. If he had Last Fighter Craw, I'd be screwed. If he picked Last Fighter Craw right here, I would just lose. I would just FF. That's why it's so scary to pick SSB this early. It's typically a pick that goes here if you're playing SSB. Or if Last Fighter Craw is banned. That's the other place where you would put SSB.
Not bad.
I'm almost tempted to not ban it. Is that bad? Should I be concerned? You're gonna ban anything I put up if I don't ban it. Yeah, I have to ban this.
Over with already.
Good night, Moises. Thanks for dropping by. I'm glad you liked it. How you can make Spess work? Basar works pretty well. A Tower works pretty well with her. MLR works pretty well with her. F10 works really well with her, especially with him, especially after the buffs. Ooh, you banned a Tywin. I'm actually kind of surprised that you didn't ban SSB. Let's put her here. I'm actually really surprised you didn't ban SSB. Yes! People do use Celine quite a bit, actually. She's one of the most used units in arena defense, in case you were wondering.
All right, let's do this.
So in arena defense, she's actually kind of nutty. Whoa, that's a really slow Cerise. I wasn't expecting to outspeed her.
Son of light.
But yeah, a lot of people actually like Celine. She's nice. The one with the highest attack. Especially to counter against A-Lot's cleave. Also, like, top model Luluka, she does okay against.
I won't lose.
I almost don't want to use this ultimate, so I'm not. I'm just going to burn.
Fight.
Just one more bite.
Sorry. But I have no intention of losing.
Hey, let's go. Holiday Youth dodging.
Let's start with something light.
We hit everyone we needed to hit. Dude, I want FCC so bad. How much longer do I have to wait for FCC, dude? Yeah, you can also use Portrait. You don't have to have her on her artifact. Her artifact is the better one, but you don't have to have it.
Is that all you've got?
You're gonna start SSB here. Yep.
Try to make it fun.
I'll show you my power.
I forget she gets stealth.
Spirit strength.
I think Champ C just wins this for me. Ooh, Soulburn Basket would do a ton of damage though. I don't think you kill though. Not through Oria's Wrath.
Should we get started?
All right, Holiday you fiend. I need you to land a couple of burns on this S10A. Or just kill. That's nice too. Yes, I'm actually building Alencia. My project right now is F10A. Clearly, right? Like if I don't have F10A, I'm gonna get destroyed this meta. I have to pick F10A. Every time. As much as I hate to say that. What the? Oh, it's sort of judgment. That's kind of cool, actually. I haven't seen one like that. And then the next one after that is OP Cigarette. Those are my two projects, and then after that, it's gonna be. It's gonna be. After that, it's gonna be Alencia. So she's pretty high up in the priority list, but those units first. So I've been building a lot of units recently. So Alencia would be really good for me because if I start using F10, people are going to start using a lot of Seaside. I kind of want to see if my Champ C can solo this, even without the last two imprints. Let's see if Champ C can do it.
Assist me. Step aside.
Oh, that doesn't count? This is so close! This is why you Molagora your units! Alright, I'm done. That was the last one that I was doing. Let me show my units now. I got clapped, bro. Y'all are clapping me today. But that was nice, TC. That was spicy. Let me see this. Dude, I really need to imprint this Champ C. That was doing way too much damage to me. GG though. That was fun. Oh, really? I can go back real quick. Because I closed it off a long time ago, and I was like, once I get to this person, I'm done. I don't know if I called the wrong person. Yeah, that sort of judgment procced a lot, but let me see. This is what I could have, like, she was legit like, dude, like, if I had just molded this, she would have died. If I had just finished upgrading this, she would have died. If I had just done this, if I had just awakened my Champ C, she would have died. So that was good though. That was a really good fight though. That was close. Oh man, it'd be like that. But alright, it's been a long stream. Yeah, no getting light is rough. But Sword of Judgment was pretty spicy. So that was good. Alright, that is all I have for you guys today. Again, thank you all so much for coming to this talk. Hope you guys enjoyed it and had fun and got to talk a lot of stuff and talk about the game that you guys like. It's a special build that one of the Discord members, he's a member of Abandoned, which is the #1 guild right now. He uses counter set Champ C, and the reason why is because he already has lifesteal on his life S1, and he has a super tanky one. And the idea is there are times where they'll hit you with skills that don't proc counter attack. So if you always have him countering, then he's more annoying, right? I might switch mine to Abyssal Crown though. I'm still debating. I'm trying different things. But yeah. Oh, Matthias just came. It'll be up. It's usually in a YouTube video, so just make sure you like and sub for it. But that is all. I am very tired. I hope you enjoyed this different format. I hope to do more in the future when I have more things to talk about. But yeah, I appreciate y'all so much. Hope y'all have a good rest of your week, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.